Hello, everyone.
What up, everybody? Sorry, my internet's a little slow today here, guys.
Thank you very much.
Got it back
item
on.
number one, we will have a public hearing, but I want to make sure I call it special
Got it back on.
for comment.
Very good. Thank you. Any other specials, members? Councilmember Lee? No? Any other specials, members?
It's good to see everybody. Good morning. Good morning.
Okay, and item 15 we're holding on the desk.
That's better.
Okay. I'd like to ask that item 15 be held on the desk if that hasn't already been announced. All right. Any other specials? Seeing no other specials,
Sorry. Item 15 for questions, please.
yes, we're going to hold that one on the desk. And if there are no other specials, Madam Clerk, what's available for us now to vote on?
Mr. President, council may now vote on items 2 through 8, sir.
Items 2 through 8 are now before us. I see no members wishing to be heard, so let's open the roll, close the roll, and tabulate the votes.
12 ayes.
Sorry about that. Helicopter outside.
All right.
Now that's better.
Mr. Price, we can take up items 9 and 10 next if
Okay, there we go. What's up, Terry?
the
Good morning.
enough
What's up,
to
Jennifer?
exit, and
up,
if
Chris?
we could
Nunya?
take Mr. Price off the roll, please.
It's good to see you guys. Yeah, my internet's just a little fuzzy today. It
Okay,
kept
Mr.
going on
Price
and
is
off in
exiting
the morning.
room. So items
You know, and I preset
items
everything.
9 and
And
10 are now before
sometimes
us.
when I come back in and they
Do
reset
any
it, it
members
takes
wish to be heard on these items? Seeing
takes
none,
a
let's
sec to
open the roll,
connect.
close the roll, and tabulate the votes.
12 ayes.
They're still firing people for not taking the shot. Of course, they're still wearing face diapers.
Council President?
Oh,
If
Councilmember
I could
Ronan.
What's up,
request
Beach
that
Mom?
items 9 and 10 be moved
What's
forthwith.
up, Blue Light
Without
Special,
objection,
grilled
that'll be the
cheese,
order.
Thank you.
Thank you.
sick of nanny
And
state.
we can let Mr. Price know that he can
Good
come
to
back
see you guys.
in,
Hi,
and we can go
BJ. Hi,
next
Joe, Chief.
to the
Sky,
first of our
M,
presentations
Alex,
today.
Sky, Des.
Councilmember Blumenfield, are you prepared on your presentation?
Yes.
Very good. You have the floor, sir.
Well, they're presenting to some kids. I don't see any regulars in there again. I see Mr. Sax's bags. If you look over there, it looks like Mr. Sax's bag on the left. So, oh, there he is. Yeah, he's back there at the kiosk. He's signing in right now. So we got Arnold Sachs.
Join me here.
That's for sure. We're gonna find out about the Quimby feast today. There he is in all his glory, coming down the middle aisle. I love him. Oh shit! Yeah, the big soccer trophy, man.
All right.
Soccer.
Colleagues, I am very
Football.
proud this morning about this presentation.
Football.
I have the honor to celebrate the achievements of the Lanark Co-Rec soccer team. Come on up, guys. Lanark Park is in Canoga Park. In the past 10 years, I've really been focusing on creating a healthy and fun environment.
They got a little skate
at
park
Lanark
there at that park, I think.
Lanark Park is one of the parks in my district that's under the mayor's grid program. And since my time as a council
old
member,
blob.
I've always attended the Summer Night Lights.
Oh, and there's
That's
Andrew. Look at him.
oftentimes where I learned from the local
Under
residents
over
there
20
what's
guys today.
needed in the
Under
park,
over
how to
20.
improve that park.
Let's get a bit early.
And from installing cameras to building a skate park, which I know
Ah,
I
see?
bragged on before. I got to come out with Tony Hawk when we started the skate park. And Lanark Park has been and has really become an amazing
Tony.
place for families.
Hi, Calamity Girl. Happy
And part of
birthday.
this transformation really has come to fruition because we have an incredible park director.
He's all by
in
himself.
Jeremy
Where's
Aldridge.
BLM chick and
He
Stacy?
is
Like
amazing.
they left him.
Ever since he
hanging.
joined the West Valley, the park has seen a large
His third
increase
buddy.
in many kids joining the various sports programs that Lanark has to offer. Soccer is a growing sport in the U.S.
You notice I think his
All of us
mask is
know
on
here,
upside
just
down
this past
too.
Sunday,
but
we heard that
maybe
SoFi
I'm
is going to
wrong.
be hosting the U.S. men's soccer game. In
Is that Sean in
2026.
green for Canoga
And
Park? That
this
is.
a testament
So we
to
got
how
3
popular
regulars.
The game has become. And it's no surprise to me that there was a high interest in the Lanark Recreation Soccer team. Lanark soccer team is a co-rec junior division
Hawk
which is
hates
composed
soccer.
of 13 to 15-year-olds. The Lanark
What's up,
Dragons beat the Fern Angels team for the Valley Championship, which ended in a tie. And that had to go to a thrilling end. It was a victory for these guys with a penalty kick at the end, 5-4. It's worth noting that Lanark went undefeated the entire season.
It's true,
The
Jonathan.
Lanark Dragons ended up
should.
beating the MacArthur Park Recreation Center. Sorry, Ulysses, but she didn't even hear me. But these guys beat your team in a 1-0. And you can say that the Lanark Dragons are champions of champions by not only winning the Valley Division, but winning the coveted city championship, which you can see on these incredible jackets. Citywide championship. that they
Citywide?
are modeling here.
The shitty
Yes.
chicken and shitty beef.
So-
Dang Mongolians.
I didn't give the story justice, so I want to bring up Jeremy Aldridge, who, as I mentioned, is this incredible park director, to say a few words about these champions. So let's give it up again for the Lanark Dragons, co-rec champions, and Jeremy Aldridge. Come on up.
You like him? You like this guy right here, Calamity Girl?
So that also to
His hair's weird.
Jenny Portillo.
Maybe
for
it's
your
because he
hard work,
shaves the side. It
putting
looks
together
weird.
this event, my staff and the entire city council for agreeing to have us here today. It's an honor to appear and to have a chance to speak with all of you. So my name is Jeremy Aldridge. I am the senior director at Lanark Recreation Center, which resides in the community of Canoga Park. And so on behalf of the Department of Recreation and Parks, our staff, our patrons, and especially our volunteers that are at the center.
Oh, they're
thank
getting
you all
a
for
framed
your
one. They
support.
ain't getting no OPG.
Every tax dollar that you allocate to staffing, programming, or infrastructure
Only
improvements
100-year-old
to our
war
city
veterans
parks is
get
a
the
dollar
OPG
well
holder.
spent. I'd like to take a minute to tell you the story about this amazing team, our Lanark Junior Division Soccer All-Stars. At Lanark, we're fortunate to run a program many of you are likely aware of that the councilman mentioned, Summer Night Lights. And prior to last year, we had not had a juniors 13 to 15-year-old soccer program at the park. But at the urging of our community and also our public advisory board, we offered a free pickup game at 10 p.m.
Free pickup,
each
huh?
Friday night at the park. And it
Wow.
exploded with players. So my sports
You say
coordinator,
10 o'clock at
Justin
night?
Edwards, Justin,
You say at
told
night
me that
or
we
during
had
the day?
amazing players playing incredible soccer out there. So we fast forward to the season, and through the support of our Play LA
No, it's not
program,
a toupee. He just shaves
we were
it.
able to offer a
the
full
sides.
soccer league for $10 a player. We quickly
said-
sold out all 60
He said
available
10
slots.
p.m., right? That's what I thought.
So the team was
At
selected
10
out of
p.m.,
that
all these
low-cost
kids, these
league.
kids
They
should
went
be in bed by
undefeated, as we
10
mentioned,
p.m.,
both
huh?
the Valley and City tournaments, and brought home a championship. So your investment in our communities through our city parks, they have direct and positive impacts in the toughest neighborhoods, giving these kids positive options for their lives. Again, we want to thank you very much for all of your support. And one last thing I'd like to mention, by fully funding and fully staffing our parks at Lanark, we were able to
I'm sure the
add
neighbors
a
love
third
it too when it
full-time
starts
staff
at 10,
member,
ends by midnight, and they're
Adele.
trying to go to bed to go
and
to work
by
in the
being
morning.
able to increase,
And
by
everybody's
having that
screaming and
staffing, we
yelling
were able
across
to
the street
increase
in the park.
number of children and families served by over 600%. In our fall season, we had over 750 children enrolled in our leagues and classes alone. And this type of success is being replicated all over the city by my fellow
Right, 10
hardworking
p.m. at
colleagues in the
Canoga
department.
Park.
So we truly
It's not a
appreciate
place you really
the
wanna
honor of
walk
being
around
here
too
today.
much,
We look
depending
forward to
on what
hopefully
street you're
repeating
on, but-
this championship
Yeah.
and seeing you again next
Dangerous.
year. Go Dragons!
Go Dragons! Oh, shout out to the kids. It's weird though. At 10 o'clock at night they're having them play. It's odd to me. That's odd. All right, guys, let's get it. It's time to
Smoke.
dangerous. Dangerous. Quiet as a church. It's quiet as a church in
We
there.
have some certificates for each of the players that we're going to give you guys
Or
in the
library.
back, in the back. But give it up for the
See a
Dragons.
certificate for each of the players in back. So they ain't getting the frames. They're getting the old peachy
All
folders.
right. Congratulations, everyone, and thank you, Councilmember Blumenfield. That will bring us to our next presentation, and I'd like to ask Councilmember Hutt if you're prepared to begin your presentation. Yes.
Because it's not about the kids. It's about the people
Councilmember
that
Hutt,
teach
you
the
have
kids
floor.
and the people that got them that opportunity. It's never about the kids. Like these dipshits. Like this dipshit had somebody come to my door yesterday and leave his little thing, and then I tore it up and threw it in homie's face. Called him an anti-American piece of dog shit to his fucking face. Quite didn't understand. Then I had to explain it to him. Then I told him to take
So
John
sorry,
Lee and tell him
Mr. Chair, I
to
need
take
to
his little
step back.
fire hat
When you bring a
emblem
chef
off.
to City Hall,
'Cause he doesn't support
come empty.
firefighters unless they bend the knee to him.
So she's coming through.
I thought something smelled delicious.
I don't
Yeah,
take kindly to
that's
people
right.
coming on my property,
Everybody-
leaving commie propaganda. And that's some real shit.
All right.
Spindler's right
Councilmember
there.
Hutt, good morning.
Good morning. And
Been there every day.
thank you, Mr.
He's the
Chair,
only. Thankfully,
for
we
this
got him.
opportunity to continue
Nobody else
to
is, you know.
celebrate Black History Month. I'm excited to have and to honor
Thanks, Bill.
and to celebrate an exceptional individual who's woven her story into the very fabric of the city's culinary landscape.
See, notice how it's Heather
Chef
Hutt on
Marilyn
top,
has
which is
fed
this
the
bitch
bodies and
talking,
souls of South
and then
Los
they're
Angeles
on the
for
bottom.
35 years. With her
Like, why do I
amazing
even
food
need
and
Heather Hutt on there at
unwavering
all?
dedication. Her journey began
We don't need your
in
name on that
1989
motherfucker
when she
at
took a leap of
all.
faith, transforming her kitchen into a catering business. Well, oh, there you go.
Don't.
Okay. And within months, the entire community was buzzing about her delicious cooking at Marilyn's Place. And it wasn't just a restaurant, it was a haven of soul food for the entire city. Like many stories, hers
Don't worry
was
about
not
it, Dave.
without
I'll help you out,
challenges.
buddy.
After Marilyn's
That way you don't
Place
have to see the
closed
extremists
due to
anymore. You
health
ready, Dave?
challenges,
You ready to
she
go,
was still
Dave? Just
able
let me
to
know.
bounce
You
back.
ready to go?
She then
That way
opened
I'm
Chef
helping you
Marilyn's
out.
Southern cuisine.
You don't ever
which
have to see
continued
this
to be a
extremist again, but
cornerstone
you
of
must
Franklin
love
Boulevard.
extremists because you
Right
come here
now,
all the time.
It's still there today.
ready,
And when
Dave?
it opened up, it was 99-cent soul food. So you could really go there with 99 cents.
You
and
ready,
get bowl
Dave?
Greens or mac and cheese. So for $3,
I'm
you could
sorry.
get
So we'll just put you in a
protein,
timeout, Dave.
a
There you go,
starch,
Dave.
and a vegetable. And that was
There you go,
really
Dave.
amazing.
The extremists put you in a
And everybody
timeout
talked about
so you can
the
think about what
99
you're
cent
saying
soul
and
food.
doing.
You know, it was a brand new thing.
Okay?
Chef Marilyn.
Remember, I'm an extremist. I'm a racist. I'm a bigot. You don't want to watch me,
used her
Dave.
business to employ recently incarcerated.
So apparently you're calling
individuals,
everybody in the
giving them
room
a second
extremists
chance
because they
at a
enjoy being
job,
here,
giving them
hanging out with me
redemption
and
an
each other.
opportunity
So
to
maybe we're all
sustain their
extremists.
lives. She's used her art to feed celebrities, politicians. We talked earlier.
Are you reading the
she
chat
served
room, Dave?
4 mayors
Are you
here
reading the chat
in
room?
City Hall. She serves
Read the chat room,
community
Dave. I want you to
events,
look
and
at the
she's
chat
become
room.
the-
Don't think about
the
what you got put in the
official
corner.
chef for
Read the
Los
chat
Angeles
room.
100 Black Men, and a staple for Mayor's Black History Month event. But what we love most about her is her love for our city. She went to LA High.
That's right. I am the devil.
So
El,
she's
El
a
Diablo
woman.
Blanco,
Yay.
right here.
And her giving spirit for our community shows up in every meal, warming our hearts. We know we can count on her as a source of inspiration, not just for aspiring
He is,
chefs,
Halibut. He
for
is.
all that dare to dream. She's an amazing entrepreneur.
He
She
is game
embodies the
pattern.
essence of Black History Month. And as an entrepreneur, she's deeply committed to making Los Angeles better. Chef Marilyn, your culinary
Look at that,
journey
Dave. You
is
just
more
got
than
you just
a
got
success
fucking
story,
avalanched
but
by like
a
40
tapestry
different people in
woven
3
with
different
love
chat
to
rooms.
our community. You've nourished our spirits.
Wish you could
pushed
read all the
forward
chat
our
rooms,
culture,
Dave.
And inspired so many people across the city. Your legacy will continue to resonate for generations.
Oh, I did, Hernan. I didn't throw him out. He'll be back.
In my notes,
5
but
minutes.
She was a Laker girl, all right? So
Wait,
that's
she was a
pretty
Laker girl?
exciting, and she went
No
from
way.
entertaining to really filling our souls.
Oh, shit.
And
This
if you
game's
don't
in the
believe
Admiral
it,
refrigerator. The
this-
door is closed, the lights out.
she didn't come from
Butter's getting hard, the eggs are cooling, and the jello is jiggling. Been jiggling
Check
for a
out
long
Chef
time.
Marilyn. Thank you so much, and we are so honored to have you here today.
I miss
Colleagues,
Chick. And Vin. Like, man, we were just spoiled here in LA with
Councilmember
great
Hutt.
announcers.
Thank you, Councilmember Hutt, for bringing
Miss
this
Bob Miller,
presentation
too,
to
for the
us this morning.
Kings.
I can't
Bob
think
was
of
great.
a more deserving person than my dear friend Chef Marilyn. Let's give it up again for the chef.
Again, we were also, you know, spoiled
I
with
find it fitting to realize
Trevor
that,
Denman
recognize-
in Santa Anita,
recognize
who
her
doesn't
with
come
this
anymore.
African Month as her
I mean,
soul
technically, he's
food
still in Southern
allows
California and
customers,
San Diego.
to celebrate our
but-
roots and heritage every single
at Del Mar,
day.
but
And,
yeah.
you know, let's face it, folks, when was the last time we honored someone and they honored us with a catered breakfast? let's give it for the chef. Again,
Yeah. Shout out to
known
Grady, man.
Chef Marilyn
Good
for
to see you,
many
Grade.
years And has witnessed her activism in and out of the kitchen. And yes, we all know the amazing culinary skills that she employs so lovingly and effortlessly. But she also
That's it,
has a
Jeff
caring
Fisher.
and giving spirit
Can't handle the truth.
that sets her apart. I think back to when she first opened the restaurant, and she had the 99 cents.
What's
It was
weird,
a
though, is
novelty
he
that
knows
really
I'm not
sparked the whole
that, so why
revolution,
watch me? Wouldn't
in-
you be like
in,
sickened
in casual
by
dining.
the sight of my face
And when
or the sound of my
pandemic was in full
voice?
swing, she kept her doors open.
But
to
yet they still
continue
come.
feeding the
Why?
community.
So weird.
So she's fed the most vulnerable and most in need. Again,
And if
giving
you
a
ask
warm
them, they'll
plate
never give you a straight
to
answer.
those who are unhoused, especially in South LA. Her mission has always been to make everyone, regardless of background or zip code, feel at home.
She's
And
cooking
that's
up them
what
Quimby
she
fees.
does. Again,
She got the
congratulations.
sweet ass hat.
Chef
I want a
Marilyn.
hat that's all bedazzled and shit. Says Chef Damon.
Thank
No,
you,
don't.
Councilmember Price.
No, I don't.
Councilmember Harris Dawson.
Oh, she's crying. Sweet
Thank you
lady.
so much, Councilmember Hutt, and thank you, Chef Marilyn. A round of applause for Councilmember Hutt. She knows how to maximize
Sticks is
the
in the front room.
awardees here.
Laying in the sun.
and
they
make
haven't- we
sure,
haven't had, like, straight sun
we
in,
get to enjoy firsthand.
at least 2 days or
the
something,
reason they're
or,
being honored.
you know, the
I just
last
wanna
2 days
stand
maybe
up
we've
and
had
thank
sun,
you,
but other than that, for
Chef
5 days
Marilyn. We
straight,
say
no sun
35 years
beating
and
in
we
the
say,
window
"Oh, that's
for him.
really, really
He
great."
loves laying in the sun.
But if you've lived in our community, you know 35
That's what he's
years
doing.
ago was a
Oh
tough
yeah,
time.
tears of joy, not
It was a
sadness.
time when people were saying, "Don't open up a business there." That was the middle of the crack.
It is
cocaine
right,
epidemic.
Moto. Right? You see
You
it,
stayed
Moto?
open through the 1992 civil unrest. You stayed open through 2 great recessions. You stayed open through very, very difficult times for our community, and you've been a rock. You've been something that all of us could count on. Stuff may happen, you know, big giant companies will come to our neighborhood and set up, and then after 2-3 years,
You
they're gone
know,
away.
Calamity Girl, it takes a
But we
certain
always
person to
know
want to
we can
have
count
this
on
job.
Chef Marilyn.
They're all
And so
narcissistic.
I just want to thank you on behalf
You know what I
of
mean?
all the residents of this city,
Self-centered.
and South LA.
To
for thinking
want
enough
the job, you
of
have to
us
be that.
to stand with us and continue to operate and to serve.
So
the great
just
food
like
that you do
anything
and
else, you know,
operate
you
a
get
vibrant
power and then
business in
you
the heart of
you
our
become
community. So
corrupt.
Thank you and congratulations to Chef
And then
Marilyn.
here, it's even more so because it's absolute power. Oh, there we go. Who ate all the pussies there? There he is. There he is. So we got 4
Thank you.
regulars
I'd like
now.
to go next
Shit,
to
yeah.
Councilmember Rodriguez.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, Ms. Hutt, Mr. Price.
know what they say,
for bringing
absolute
in
power
this
corrupts
LA treasure.
absolutely.
Chef Marilyn.
This
you
is
know,
what
when
they were talking
I
about.
mentioned to you when I walked
When you
in,
have no
behind
no
the
other
chambers,
side,
I said, "Oh, I know you were in the
no,
house." 'cause I
nobody
could smell that
objecting to what
food."
they're saying, this is
And,
what happens.
You know, Mr. Sol Martinez and I were talking, and he says, you know, he's like, "How do you know Chef Marilyn?" And I said, "Well," I said, she's just a staple here in our city. And, you know, your soul food, even
Here comes
even
the story
preceding
about
you
her.
being on the board of public works. I
Me
mean,
and
it
my
was
family,
just,
we'd go to Chef
the
Marilyn's
place
every
that
day.
everyone knew and gravitated to. There's no fried chicken in the city, unlike the one you can get at with Chef Marilyn. And so I just want to thank you for always showing up for us in our city. You know, for me in the Northeast San Fernando Valley, there's not a place that I think is more beloved by so many people in our city. It doesn't matter what corner of the city you come from, but you have always been an important part of the fabric of the city.
Yeah, my Bell's
particularly
palsy is
here
getting
at City
better.
Hall.
It's
So I
slow,
just want
though,
to say thank
Rick.
you. You've
It's
always,
slow.
I know, with the study club, everybody, you've fed everybody, and you know, we're so grateful to you. And I know Mike Davis isn't here, but I know Mike Davis was always the one. You know, I would sneak back.
Is that Mr.
to
Herman?
study club-
Holy
study club
shit,
meetings
Mr.
just so
Herman's
that
in the
I
house.
could go, you know, grab a little bit of mac and cheese, but. just
Holy
really
shit.
grateful for you for always being available, showing up, being here for us in all the ways that you have.
Fucking Mr. Herman
as
just walked
Councilmember Hutt
in.
cited.
All right,
It
everyone,
wasn't
let's
just in
go.
feeding
Time to
us. It was in making sure that in the areas
That's
where
5 regulars.
perhaps government was failing to show up for people, you stepped in. And at a time when restaurants continue to struggle in this city, in this state,
Why are they struggling?
you
Because you forced them to shut
withstood
down.
all of it.
Right?
It's because
You
of your
forced
heart,
them to
it's
shut
because
down.
Of your talent and your gift.
So it's
Thank
because of
for being
you.
Such a strong part
And the
of
people
our city
like
family.
you.
We appreciate you.
That they're all hurting.
Thank you.
Why didn't you tell them that? Because of the bad decision we made, many restaurants are hurting. There's Mr. Herman with his dog.
First give you your flowers, which I think is really important that we give people their flowers while they can smell. Thank you. Okay. And then Matt,
Girl, come on,
can I
you
just
spent
take my
$20
personal
at the
privilege and
flower
turn
mart
around? 'Cause
6
people-
blocks away.
Isn't that cute? I think it's adorable.
Shit, yeah. She got a whole get up. I like it. Oh, the flowers, Grady. She got the, see, Chef Marilyn got the framed one, but the 100-year-old war veteran didn't get, oh, there's 6 regulars. Shit, yeah, the top player hater in Korea is here.
I'm top player hater from
Chef,
Korea.
would you like to
You
say a few
bitches
words?
better recognize.
It's up to you.
Yeah, he's got the pink hoodie on and everything. We got 6 regs. We getting up back up in this joint, ladies and gentlemen. At Damon, what nonsense? What?
Thank you so much for honoring me and having me here. And I have worked through 4 mayors here at City Hall. And
Where do
hopefully
we
I'll
send
be
things
4
to you
more.
physically? I have a P.O. box.
But thank you so much. I enjoy cooking. I enjoy the fact that everybody loved my food. And it just keeps me going. Thank you so much for supporting me and having me here.
I have
Thank
a
you very
P.O.
much,
box.
and congratulations.
If you send me a message on any platform, I can send you the physical address.
All right. Thank you so much. Next up, Mr. Lee, are you prepared?
Yeah, there's
Okay,
6
I'd like to
regulars.
Call on
John?
Councilmember Lee for our next presentation, please.
Thank you, Council President
That
and
would be
colleagues.
good.
I'm excited to share with you that tomorrow marks the beginning of Lunar New Year, which is a significant
Chinese.
holiday celebrated by Asian cultures around the world.
Is it all
Lunar
Asian
New
cultures
Year is a
or just
time
the
for family to
Chinese? I
get
thought it
together
was
to honor
just
those
Chinese, but-
who came before us and to look forward to the new year with symbolic and traditional foods that represent wishes of prosperity, fortune, health, and long life. Traditions include exchanging gifts, red envelopes, which symbolize good wishes and luck for the new year ahead. In Korea, Lunar New Year is called Seolnal, and it's spent visiting family, and it's a wonderful tradition
there we
where, like in America, on Thanksgiving, you know everyone is eating turkey. In Korean culture,
okay, Calamity.
every single family is eating dokguk, because if you don't eat the soup,
Stinks
you
is
just
great.
become
He's
a
in the
year
sun,
older,
laying
but
in the
not a
sun
year
on the window.
wiser. And so every family you know will be eating this soup. So the Chinese zodiac calendar is a 12-year cycle represented by 12 different animals: the rat, the ox, the tiger, rabbit, dragon, snake, horse, goat, monkey, rooster, dog, and pig.
I heard
Each year
Spindler.
also includes one
I
of
heard,
5 elements:
or maybe
metal,
that was
water, food.
Mr. Herman does it too.
Water, wood,
But
fire,
if that was
and earth,
Spindler, that's
with
7
each having
regulars.
An associated quality or meaning. 2024 is the year.
See, why
of
do I
the
gotta see his
dragon,
name on
with
there?
the wood in the cycle associated with the
Why
color
can't we just
blue.
see Lunar New
In
Year and the
traditional
beautiful
Chinese
artwork, the
mythology,
dragons and stuff?
The blue dragon is a sacred creature.
How come?
That represents the spirit
Why
of
do we have to
water.
see this
The blue
garbage
dragon
right
is
here?
believed to
John
bring a
Lee,
bountiful
his
and
ugly
happy
name
life
right there.
through
How come?
agriculture and rain. It is also known as a protective deity that wards off disasters and brings good fortunes. There is a small gift on everyone's desk, a little token of my office to wish everyone a wonderful and prosperous new year. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you. All right.
Yeah, I don't see Spindler. I'm looking, but I think that was Mr. Herman, because he does the goat voice pretty good too. But I don't see
All right,
it.
we're ready to begin the public comment portion of our meeting. So,
Mr.
Madam
Krikorian,
Clerk.
I wanted to speak to that one.
Oh, I'm so
Oh,
sorry.
Imelda?
Councilmember Padilla. I'm so sorry.
I wanted to thank Councilmember Lee for reminding us of today. I don't think it's just a light holiday. This is, as he mentioned, the Dragon Year. I have a niece that was born 12 years ago on a Dragon Year. She is so excited to turn 12. And she loves learning more and more every year about the symbology related to the different years and the different animals and our spirit animals, I believe that's what they are. So thank you for reminding us. The more I learn about it too, the more I fall in love with my generation and then see it within the next 12 years, those that are 12 years older than me, and then another 12, how much we have in common. So thank you for elevating the importance of this culture and the symbology related to it, because I find it fascinating. And so do the young people in my family, and it's because we're all neighbors, and we all know about it, and we learn more about it. So thank you. I appreciate my coins for this year. This is the first set I'm getting today. I have a few friends that usually give it to me every year, but I'm going to say John Lee beat you to it today. Thank you.
Thank you. Happy Lunar New
Yes,
Year.
symbology.
All right. Madam Clerk, Madam City Attorney, if you could please read the instructions for public comment.
The
Yes,
study
Mr.
of
President.
symbols.
As indicated on the agenda, members of the public wishing to offer public comment should call.
Well, if you want to call in, you can call in right there. Oh, they left the dragon up there, too.
Meeting ID number 160.
Shit, yeah. Oh, and the little lantern. You guys can't see it. It's behind the live side.
Press pound again when
Couple
prompted
lanterns.
for participant ID. Once admitted to the meeting, press star 9 to request to speak. When it's your turn to speak, an automated Zoom voice will ask you to press star 6 to unmute. Again, call 669-254-5252 and use meeting ID number 160-535-8466.
Yeah, there's a
Then
city
press
attorney
pound.
that's a madam.
Press pound again when prompted for participant ID. Once
She got the
admitted
shit handed
the
to her by
meeting,
Eric Previn.
Press star 9 to request to speak.
Just last week,
when
I want
it's
to
your
say.
turn to speak, an automated
maybe the
Zoom
first
voice
day of the
will
week.
ask you to press star 6 to unmute.
A couple of kids bailed on the line real good right now.
When it is your turn
Yeah,
to
see,
speak,
there she
either
is.
at the podium or on the phone, please state which item of the agenda item you'd like to speak to. You will have 1 minute per item, up to 3 minutes total.
They still don't
for the
record it
items
and just
open for
play it,
public
but
comment. We will let you know when your
that's
turn
what I
is
would
up.
do.
When
Record it
speaking
on my
the agenda
iPhone
items, you must be on
the night
topic. Our
before,
goal is to get through
push play.
as we can.
Have a
If you're
an
not on
Nabisco
topic, or if we
cracker
cannot
or
tell
something
whether
while
you're on
it's
topic,
going.
You will get one brief warning from me or the president. At that point, you will need to get immediately and clearly on topic. If you do not do so, or you again stray off topic, you will forfeit the rest of your speaking time, and we will move on to the
Caller,
next speaker.
how does my vagina
The items
look?
open for public comment are items 1 and 11 through 16. Again, that's 1 and 11 through 16. Members of the public may also speak for up to 1 minute for general public comment, which will be held at the end of the meeting. During general public comment, members of the public may speak to any of the items or any.
I think he's got a Prius,
anything
Alice.
else
You
in
think
the
he's got a
city's subject
Kia,
matter
huh?
jurisdiction. For members of the public
No way he
calling
could go
in, when it is your
Japanese,
turn
huh?
to speak, an automated message from Zoom will prompt you to press star 6 to unmute yourself. If you do not do
What
so,
Asian
the
guy,
council
Mark
staff
Zimmerman?
will
What are you
prompt
talking
you
about?
once more.
John Lee, he's
At
there.
that point, you will need
Just
to
saw him.
immediately unmute yourself, or you'll unfortunately forfeit your time, and we will
No
move
other
on
Asian
to the
dudes
next
on the
speaker.
council.
Finally, because of a brief time delay between the
Or you're
live
talking
meeting
about
and the
Grote,
broadcast,
maybe. You're talking
two
about
things are important.
city attorney.
First,
They take
while you're
days
waiting
off
for
or
your turn
whatever.
to
I'm
speak,
assuming they
please
might be
enter to the
in
phone so you hear
busy
in
in
real time when
litigation
it's
in
your turn to
court,
press star
you know,
6.
depositions.
Second, if you're listening to the meeting on other devices, please
Regarding
turn
the
down
city
volume
getting
on those
sued.
devices immediately when it's your turn to speak. Between
That's
the
all I
time
could
delay
think
and the
of.
feedback, it will cause a great deal
Or
of
he
confusion
calls
if
off
you
sick,
continue
you
to
know,
listen on
for
other
one day.
devices.
Thank you very much. So I'm going to call a few names of those who are here in the council chambers first. As I call your name, please make your way to the left-hand side of the chambers. You do not need to speak in the order that I call you, but please don't line up until I do call you. Sean Murphy, Barry.
Sean from Canoga
Donald
Park.
Harlan, Andrew
What?
Grabner.
No way.
Kelvin Harrison.
Where's Donald Harlan?
Mark Williams.
Someone sign him
Arnold Sachs. Herman. Mr. Douglas.
Somebody's signing him up as Mr. Harlan because there's just no way. I don't see Mr. Harlan.
Mike
I would
Greenspan.
love it. It would make my fucking day. if
Lisa
Mr.
Morrow
Harlan.
Queen.
It would make Kat's day too. Shout out to Kat. Remember, over or under 20, guys. Over or under 20.
Good morning, Sean.
Good morning.
Which items would you like to speak on?
All items.
Okay, you'll
All
have 3
items.
minutes.
What are the items?
Items 1 and 11 through 16.
Imagine being his
Item
roommate.
1 I'm for. Fuck item 16. Item 17, fuck item 17. Fuck item 18.
Sorry to hear that, Sean.
Starting up hot.
Speaker.
He's mad because fucking Spindler does that. So now he's taking over what Spindler does.
What are the public comment rules today?
Which items would you like
Amber.
to speak on?
Here we
All
go.
items, general comment.
You'll have 3 minutes. General public comment will be held at the end of the meeting.
Oh, I'm glad you done that vote. And you want to have the results for that vote? Let's see. We have item 11. It's lighting up City Hall for St. Patrick's Day. I don't know why we need that. I mean, obviously, but you know, like I said, it's just throwing more $400 down the toilet.
It's true.
Fuck you, Kevin. It's not his motion, but let you just walk past just to be weird and intimidating. We have item 12, lighting up. Or that's
Hold his time for a minute. Whoever's shouting out while Mr. Graebner is trying to speak, you are disrupting the meeting. This is going to be the only warning I'm going to give anyone in this chambers. If I hear shouting out while someone else is speaking, you're going to be removed from this council chambers. Period.
Kevin shouted something out, so why don't you warn him?
Speak to the agenda item, Mr. Graebner. Start his time.
We have item 12, which is doing a Women's History Month celebration. I wonder if you're going to do the same thing you did last year during Women's History Month, which is where you secretly arrested a black woman for nothing in the council chamber and then lied to the public about it. You're going to do that to celebrate Women's History Month this year, like you did last year. Item 13 is related to the acquisition of Hillside Via. You approved that acquisition like 2 years ago. When are you going to complete the acquisition? Like, come on, that should have been done years ago. Like, just complete the acquisition, protect the tenants. But you don't, and you're in a state of emergency on homelessness right now. But you're just taking your time on acquiring the building. You know. Why don't you actually acquire the building already? Why is it taking this long? Let's see. We have item
Why is he out of breath?
15,
Because he has a mask on.
which is the state of emergency related to these severe rainstorms. You know, as always, you all are handling the state of emergency really poorly. You know, you're in a simultaneous state of emergency on homelessness even, but we had a but again, you decided there were still people being evicted just days before the storm, right out into the pouring cold rain. People being swept out around the street. You know, people are unhoused people were provided no shelter, no. They're getting all their stuff taken away right before the massive rainstorm that comes down, and you know, it's flooding. We're being told to stay inside, but the unhoused people can't stay inside. But, you know, no one's using this state of emergency to further getting them inside, getting them away from the house, not evicting people. So it's just so that you can take photo ops and look all important and, you know, like you're doing something in some random room somewhere. So, yeah. Just lots
Next
of-
speaker, please.
Oh, 19. Oh, it was great on that over-under. I'm like Las Vegas. 19. If you picked the under, you got it by one. Look at Mr. Viewer discretion is advised. Viewer discretion is advised.
Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to speak on all items, starting with item 1 through 11, 12, 13, 14, 15,
You'll have
16,
3 minutes.
and all
Same time.
special items, please. May I have the floor now? Do I have the floor, Madam Attorney? Can you please identify for the
Your
public?
time is running. Speak to the items.
Right. Just like on Katie on item 16, case number 22 STCV 16033, a matter of eminent domain. Well, if you know what eminent
Mr.
domain...
Herman, that item is,
Ma'am, it's up on the board. 15, 16, 11,
You're correct. I'm sorry.
12,
Go ahead.
13. So am I wrong or am I right?
that was my mistake. Go ahead.
Let me reiterate the numbers I read into the record. 1, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, el pinche 16. Gracias. So when you interrupt a speaker because you're incoherent, blind, deaf, we understand that as a public, because all we're trying
Speak
to
to
do
the agenda.
is speak on property located, asshole, at 10335 Walla Vista Road. So if it bothers you, too bad.
See, it was him that did
Now
that.
let's go to the happy day on the 15th of Leprechaun Day. You know, if the man up there wouldn't get so upset and not look pink or red, he might turn green on Leprechaun Day, drinking all that green stuff.
Yeah, Paul.
But there's only one Incredible Hulk in here, right? And that's Happy Patty's Day. You don't have to be happy. I mean, look at poor Price. He's not happy. He's in an issue about fighting over 2 wives in the courts. But that's not my business. And then, since I was interrupted by the attorney on items 1, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16, as I reiterate, that's public comment. Let me revise you about housing conditions during a storm. You know, we got Kevin DeLeon in the house, who's going to have that eyesore building downtown removed and put into housing for the homeless. That's an excellent idea. After all, the courts did say you shall be paying $1.something million because you haven't provided enough housing for the homeless or our veterans, that the money that you as elected corrupted Perimponimples have
Which
been
item are you
stealing.
speaking to?
I'm speaking on all items. 1, 11, 12, 13, 14,
It sounds like you're
15,
speaking
y
about an
16.
item on the special meeting
All right, guys.
agenda.
Smoke.
Going
Let's get it,
back
ladies
to
and gentlemen.
Pursuit of Los Angeles Administration Code 8.27 under 42 U.S.C. 1983 politely.
I don't see him, Hurdy.
Fuck you.
Next speaker.
Oh, well. Maybe he realizes now it's not just me that he's talking to.
Hello, council members. It's supposed to be public comment period. So if you want me to wait until you guys call again, sir, or you had called my name,
Yes,
I will
please.
wait.
We'll take general public comment at the
Okay,
end of the
thank you. I
meeting.
will wait till then.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Next speaker, please. Good morning.
Good morning. My name is Mark Williams. I'm president of Concerned Citizens of South Central Los Angeles.
Which items would you like to speak to, sir?
All items, please.
Okay, you'll have 3 minutes.
A generation of black leadership is about to be wiped out, and rightfully so. Our housing is deteriorating to slum conditions because Councilman is maintaining a criminal over our organization.
Look at him partying over
He
here,
has enabled people to
high-fiving,
retaliate against me for my
sidebarring.
whistleblower
I'll
act.
back
Speaker,
and do
it's
that
unclear
shit.
which item you're speaking to.
If you just be patient, it'll be obvious to you. Thank you. Criminals have misdirected millions of dollars away from children because not enough of the children that play soccer are black. That's wrong. The LA Unified School District swindled taxpayers out of tens and hundreds of millions of
I'm
dollars.
sorry, sir. This is the time to speak to our agenda items, and it doesn't sound like you're speaking to any of our agenda items. So if you could please bring your comments to the agenda, please.
Okay, I'll bring the comments to the agenda. Councilman Price, Mayor Bass, Marquise, it's all over. You have not protected your children. You have not protected your property taxpayers.
All right. That's not on our agenda. So you can speak to those items in general public comment, sir. Next speaker, please.
All right, he's here.
Which
Oh,
items
shit.
would you like to speak on?
Your discretion is advised.
Mike Greenspan, all items that are listed.
You'll have 3 minutes.
Okay. Oh, let me skipping around over here. Let me go with 14 first, because, I mean, I'm sure that this stuff needs to be done about rescinding the California Department of Tax and Fee Administration, but I want to point out something that maybe people haven't pointed out. I'm sorry we don't have contractors in LA, a big city, and there's no contractors. Well, let's see. One of these, Uni Services LLC out of Fresno, is that in Rodriguez's district or is it in Heather Hutt's district? I'm not sure, but maybe you can help me out on that. Now, what about the other one? ACOM Technical Services out of Chicago, Illinois. Oh, that one must be out of Yaroslavsky's district. Or De Leon's district. I'm not sure. I guess I must be a newcomer from Florida out here, and I don't know my way around Los Angeles. So trying to find out where these places are, these contractors' offices are, in which district. Anyway, we just seem to think money grows on trees, and let's just give it to our buddies, and fuck you, people. You're only paying the bills. Now. The mayor did a half-decent job on declaring an emergency, but that was kind of obvious. And we have probably the most water in downtown LA since 1938 flood, which is quite a record.
Well, trees is how they make money.
More things haven't gone down.
Paper, right?
Now we're eminent domaining for a bike path in Council District 5 on number 16. Now, I do want to say when you go to the special meeting, keep the eminent domain option open on item 18 because that is an option. But I don't want to be off topic, so I'm just referring it. Now, oh yes, St. Patty's Day. And as if we don't have, I hate to say it, folks, we don't have money to pay for the $400. We're only going to be at the end of the fiscal year about $400 million in debt. So I hate to say it, we haven't got any money. Does it grow on trees? I don't know how to explain it to you folks. You don't have the money. You have spent it. Now, let's get some apartments so we can be fucked up, just like those apartments over there in Bass's neighborhood that aren't working well and have all kinds of violations and nobody's there at the office and you call the city and they don't show up. That's what we really need, buying more properties when we can't handle the ones we have. Hate to say it, you just can't do it. You just aren't capable. But let's keep spend, elect. Isn't that the old liberal saying? Fuck you.
Shit, yeah. Fuck you. Remember, everybody's coming back, guys, that you've seen for public comment. They're making everybody coming back at the end just to punish them.
McOsker, Richard Serrano.
Just so we're clear.
And Shaniqua, please.
Shaniqua's the one we want in the pink. Oh, Mr. Sachs,
Speaker,
let's
which
go.
items would you like to speak on?
Got his bag of tricks.
I'd like to speak on public comment. I'd like to speak on 12,
Oh, Stacy's there.
13, and 15.
We got 8
You'll
regulars.
have 3 minutes, and we'll take general public comment at the end of the meeting.
At the end of the meeting or at the end of this session? Okay. Item number 12 refers to a sales tax on, celebration of women's, something about women's, celebrating the month of women's rights, women's history. So I'd like to point out, you still haven't decided what to do about the tax on women's feminine hygiene products. You ought to repeal it. That's racist. We're talking about
Item 11 is on St. Patrick's Day.
Item 12, Women's History Month. Pay attention. When they overturned Roe versus Wade, that was against women's rights. Rosa Parks, you spoiled her memory. There's been a real injustice in Rosa Parks' memory. Item 13 refers to a contract. It mentions content approval as to form, contract approval as to form, but it doesn't mention anything about content. You know, again, it's the devil in the detail. You have a contract with form and content, but you don't mention content here. Who's the city attorney that looks over these contracts? Moron. Item number 15 refers to the emergency homelessness, some stuff like that. I remember that Mayor James Hahn, who was the mayor in 2001, mentioned that the city of Los Angeles was going to address the homeless problem that was occurring in 2001. It's been a problem since the middle of the 80s with all the crack and all the drugs and all the paraphernalia that was going on in the 70s and 80s. It created a real homeless problem in certain districts, especially at Skid Row. And then they had a great idea to sign up all these people because, lo and behold, they elected an African-American president. And his major contribution was the Affordable Care Act, which would have provided affordable care to all low-income
Speaker, you need
people.
to connect your item to the agenda item.
Ma'am, I'm talking about homeless and Skid Row and
What's up, Poker?
item
Thank you.
15. You need to pay attention, ma'am. Maybe you need to learn the law. So anyway, they signed
could be a
up
DEI hire.
50,000 people, and lo and behold, people started dying. General Jeff died. General Dogan died. The Pootie Man died. Nipsey Hussle had to bring business out to Crenshaw and Slauson. What the fuck was going on with the guy who was in that district? Why don't you ask him? Where is he?
Thank you. Next speaker, please.
Mr. Sachs, everybody. I fucking love him. He's my spirit
There's another
animal.
Speaker coming to the podium.
This guy's awesome, Shaniqua.
Morning. All items.
You'll have 3 minutes.
Number 11. 我来说说这个洛杉矶警察局啊。洛杉矶警察局这个，我最近感觉这个犯罪啊，罪犯呢，已经达到了一个无法无天的地步。然后呢，洛杉矶警察他没有足够的警察，所以说呢，我现在在很多地方呢，什么那个商店呐、什么酒店之类的呢，所以说他们都一直没有那个警察来去帮忙，他们就是很多罪犯，他们就在那儿偷东西啊、抢东西啊、什么强奸呐、杀人呐、乱七八糟的。然后现在你每一次就是打电话给警察局的时候呢，每一次呢就是需要等很长很长的时间，等到警察已经到了你家的时候呢，那些罪犯已经跑了，然后呢，现在呢他们还说那个什么减少警察的那个资金呐、乱七八糟的，然后警察现在本来他们还已经少了1000多个警察了，所以说现在很困难，然后呢。我们来看看这个第12个，第12个呢也是一个洛杉矶警察局的问题，洛杉矶警察局的问题，现在就是说这个罪犯呢，现在这个地区检察官他根本就不起诉啊，所以说很多的这个罪犯呢，他们就是犯了罪，然后进监狱马上又出来，进监狱马上又出来，然后他们抢钱呢，他们就抢那个950块钱以内的东西，抢了950块钱以内的东西呢，然后马上他们就进监狱，然后他们然后就再回来，所以说呢，他们就是这样一直这样的做，所以说呢，这个犯罪率一直在提高，这个犯罪率一直减不下去，所以说呢，我也之前也说了很多遍了，这个必须要有更多的那个执法者，要有更多的执法权，所以说这些罪犯呢，根本他们就是抓不着，然后呢，最后一个呢，看看那个District 14 Kevin De Leon。所以说呢，他的那个地区呢，所以说是有最多的那个无家可归的人。但是呢，那些无家可归的人呢，他们没有饭啊，没有食物啊，
Okay, I think
没有
you
住的
exceeded
呀
the time on that item. What item do you want to speak to next?
I'm sorry. What? I'm still on number 13.
You only get a minute per item. You got to go to the next one.
Yeah. I finished the 11 and I finished 12. So right now I'm on 13.
Yeah, it wasn't clear. It wasn't clear that you were on topic.
Oh, okay. Well, that's your problem. That's not my problem. So I'm not really sure why you interrupted my 25 seconds of my time because I'm clearly finished the 11, finished 12. Clearly I'm on 13. I have no idea why you
exceeded a
stopped
minute
me.
on 13.
So number 13. Support Kevin De Leon. Support Nuri Martinez. Support everybody. Support LAPD.
I love him, man.
I'm top player hater from Korea. You bitches better recognize.
Hey, there's Pickle Dick. Shout out to Pickle Dick.
Good morning, members
of the council.
That was beautiful.
Speaker, which items
Loved
would you like
it.
to speak on?
I'll be speaking on item 1.
Oh yeah, Jenny, he's
Gaffey
bilingual.
Place.
He's just fucking
You'll
with
have
him.
1 minute.
He's trolling them like they troll him.
Those who don't know, Gaffey Place sits in San Pedro between the 110 and Gaffey Street. It is a 1-street, 4-block neighborhood.
Remember, Gaffey's the Figueroa of South
The
Bay.
very first lot coming into that street is on the corner of Gaffey Place and Elberon. When I left there this morning, it's an empty lot. Someone owns it. They're uncooperative, but there's vagrants that use that lot to store vans. There's a boxcar on there. There's another car. There's a truck. There's 2 truck trailers full of trash. There's a stack of tires. There's bicycles. There's recyclables. And it's just dirty. It's an embarrassment that that's the first thing and the last thing I have to see when entering and leaving my neighborhood. Because it's a private lot, LAPD hasn't been able to do anything for it.
Spindler just walked in.
And as one of the neighbors, they're really trying to. We take care of each other here at this street because we are only a 1-street neighborhood, and we're tired of seeing it.
No, it
We're
sounded
tired
Chinese,
of-
Allison. I didn't
Dang, that's
didn't
quick.
sound Korean to me.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
I thought he was Korean. Here's Stacy Cigar Bellinger, guys. 19-time Grammy Award winner.
Speaker, which items would you like to speak on?
Just to clarify, are we doing comment on the special agenda items at this time?
No, when we go into the special meeting, we'll take public comment then.
Okay, great. In that case, we'll do items 15, item 12, and item 11.
You'll have 3 minutes.
Okay, great. Item 15 is the possible ratification and related actions relative to the mayor's declaration of emergency of February 5th, 2024, regarding the existence of a local emergency. Now, this is regarding the rain. I do agree that the heavy flooding does create such damage that a state of emergency is warranted. I just don't think I feel that the way those funds are allocated that we get from declaring a state of emergency is necessarily fair. I think they are prioritized towards the hillsides where there's a lot of wealth, and the justification is that there are mudslides there. But there's also a lot of damage in the valley, in the basin, and for our unhoused resident population who have much of their belongings and basically their homes destroyed when this level of flooding happens, and they suffer hypothermia and many of them die. Katie and Nithya, I'm talking about the unhoused resident population, so it would be great if you would pay attention. Just for the record, they're not listening. Number 12, we're going to use the Tom Bradley Room for the Department of Public Works to celebrate Women's History Month. I like the idea of using the Tom Bradley Room more often. It's beautiful. It's upstairs. If you go to the observation deck, you can see it. I think it would be great for us to start opening the Tom Bradley Room as an emergency weather shelter when it's really hot or really raining or really cold, because we have this beautiful, huge building available and a lot of it is empty. And when we ask about where the shelter or emergency shelters are, they give you a list of libraries, which last I checked, those are just public places. I love the rebranding of public places as emergency shelters. And by the way, Nithya and Katie, I'm talking about emergency shelters. If you wanted to pay attention, please. Okay, number 11, for the Irish, we have St. Patty's Day. We're going to light up the City Hall for the potatoes and the Lucky Charms. I sharted. The Irish, why are we spending $400 lighting up City Hall for the Irish, for the leprechauns?
Irish.
Could we be spending $400 on potatoes, feeding people? Could we be spending $400 on education, learning about the famine of the Irish people? That wasn't a famine at all. It was actually intentional starvation, much like what's happening with the genocide in Palestine. Sorry, I have a terrible Irish accent, folks, but I gotta give you something. It would be great, though, if I had a more attentive audience in the CD4 council member, Nithya Raman, who's chatting with Katie and not paying an ounce of attention.
It's true.
Shout out to Smoke and Scan. Hopefully I get to sing a song for y'all today. Damon, Brock Landers, I think y'all are great. Much love. I'll see you all soon. Nithya, fucking pay attention.
Time's expired.
I love it.
Speaker.
19-time Grammy Award winner Stacy Cigar Bollinger.
My name is called. I'm here to speak on item 18. May I speak to it now? 18? Yeah, that's on the special meeting agenda, so when we go into the special meeting, you can give public comment then.
Just want to make sure my name is reified. Thank you.
Next speaker.
Richard Serrano. Spindler's up next. Viewer discretion is advised now for Spindler. Serrano will be a good guy. He won't say
Speaker,
that.
which items would you like to speak on?
Spindler.
Richard Serrano,
He's gonna-
write-in candidate for CD6. All items, please, and
stir
public
that pot.
comment.
You'll have 3 minutes, and we'll be taking public comment at the end of the meeting.
Yeah, I'm writing my name in.
Thank you.
Or Stacy's, one of the two.
The
I'm gonna flip a
Hillside
coin.
apartment seems like it's setting up for, again, another development. We're trying to put a tram going up to Dodger Stadium. Why has this not closed? Seems like there's special interest maybe in the city council here to keep that apartment from not going through until this project's approved. The McCourts did nothing good for Dodger Stadium. They own the parking lot.
I told you about that.
And when they put that tram up, or excuse me, I'm thinking of the CD6, it's just going to become a different scenario. You're going to do, again, public domain and take people's properties that don't want to move because, again, some people here are friends with the McCourts. Please keep it in mind when you guys vote on it that they have friends here. They're going to watch that walk through the door, and those apartments will be available, starting gentrification again if you don't buy this place and protect the residents. Public comment later.
All right, viewer discretion is advised.
Thank you. Next speaker, please.
Speaker, which item would you like to speak on?
Yes, good morning, Madam Criminal. All items in general public comment.
You'll have 3 minutes, and we'll take a general public comment at the end of the meeting.
Yes. So number one, the mighty Buckethead from CD15. What? He's doing a good job?
McCusker, Buckethead.
No, Pat McCosker, you can't be doing a good job. You're going to start disappointing me. Pretty soon, I'm going to have to start saying nice things like number one. Go ahead. Thank you, Mr. McCosker. Ugh, makes me fucking sick.
That's what I'm saying.
Anyway. But when you do a good job, we have to be fair. That's Paul Krikorian's rule, and we always follow his rules, don't we? Yeah, so now we get to other shit. Let's see here. Eminent domain. I say fuck all forms of eminent domain. Except when Unisys wants eminent domain, Goat Puppet supports anything eminent domain in CD1. Yes, that's right. Otherwise, like Sean Murphy said, fuck the item. Then number 15, I looked outside there, Armenian dictator. I think the storm is fucking over with. I believe. Let's ask Tracy on her weather report. Is the water stopped raining? Yes. How about the indicted one there? Is the water? I think number 15 is bullshit.
Shout out to Grady.
Now, as Kevin understands, item number 15 is for those rich, evil Jewish homeowners that build their fucking homes on the side of sliding mountains. Yes, this goes back to biblical days, people. When down below you had all the slaves. So they would build on the mountains. And then Jesus Christ of Nazareth one day created mudslides, and they slide them down. And then you will have to live with all of us. And once you do, I will personally eat you. And item 14. Let's see. How come we don't have any local services here in the city? Fresno? Where the fuck is Fresno? As they said in Smokey and the Bandit and Sheriff, what the fuck does Fresno have to do with this?
What we're dealing
and then
with
we
here.
have ECOM of Chicago, Illinois. I don't deal with the Chicago Mafia.
It's Illinois,
Let's see.
not
John
Illinois.
Lee, do you deal with the Chicago mob? Oh, he'll deal with anything that gets him a massage for free.
I'm sorry, is there
And
a
how about-
resemblance to something on the agenda here,
well,
Mr. Spindler?
Excuse me, Armenian grosso
No,
herder.
speak to the agenda.
Yes.
Or sit down.
Well, you stupid asshole, look at number 14. If they taught you how to read in that law school. Oh, by the way, have you cleared that suspension on your bar license?
All right, have a seat, Mr. Spindler. You're done. Have a seat. Have a seat. You're
Oh,
done. All right,
that's
is
right,
there
Paul
anybody
Martin
else here
Krikourian,
who
you
wishes to
racist,
speak
pink-skinned
about an
Nazi pig
agenda item?
motherfucker.
There are so many childish fake names that people have signed up with that it's hard for me to tell.
see, no
So
Mr.
if you are
Harlan.
here to
I miss
speak
him.
about an agenda item, come on up.
I wish Mr.
Seeing
Harlan
none,
was
let's
really
go
there.
to the phones.
It's one of them. It's like Herman
To
or
speak to
Spindler
agenda
signing his
items.
name up
so
for
let's
him.
take the first caller on agenda item.
All right, here goes the phones.
Speaker, which
Remember,
items would you like to
everybody's
speak on?
coming back for public comment.
All items in
Daniel Gus.
comment danielgus.substack.com.
You'll have 3 minutes for the items on the agenda, and general public comment will
Tear
be
him a
taken
new
at the
one,
end of the
Daniel.
meeting.
Great, thank you. By the way, the amateurish nature of this deputy city attorney is evident and has been for a long time.
Speak to
Item
the
number
agenda,
12,
Mr.
DEI hire.
Council members, by way of identification purposes only, danielgus.substack.com, where I wrote that item 12 is another example of the hypocrisy of this LA City Council. You have a high-ranking female in the fire department named Katie Kepner, who I published. There is a recorded video, and it is hypocrisy for you to celebrate Women's History Month when you have a woman who's one of the top-ranking people at the LA Fire Department named Katie Kepner, who was recorded on video assaulting a civilian with whom she was in a domestic violence incident. It was recorded.
Oops.
It is hypocritical for you to celebrate Women's History Month when a top-ranking fire department official, Katie Kepner, was recorded not only assaulting her domestic partner, but threatening to murder her and kill herself, and then explained how the LA Fire Department was going to ignore it because she's a fire department official. So it
Speaker,
is
you need to move on to your
hypocritical
next
for you-
agenda item.
Because we don't like what you're saying,
Right.
Daniel.
Item 15 on danielgus.substack.com, I have a story that shows that Mr. Krikourian, the city council, and Mayor Bass have displaced homeless people during this supposed emergency. And you have displaced homeless people in other groups from Venezuela, Haiti, and Cuba in recreation centers, including in North Hollywood Park in CD2. And that city employees told me firsthand that despite while there's supposedly this emergency going on, they were instructed by City Hall to say that the undocumented migrants are homeless Angelenos. Yeah, they're undocumented migrants, but you are misleading the public. So this emergency thing, this emergency declaration is a scam. And I documented it in my current 2 articles on danielgus.substack.com. We've talked
Speaker,
about it
you
on
need
John
to move on to your
Goldstone.
next item.
Yeah, okay, well, for the next item, by the way, shout out to the good people at Smoke and Scan. Thank you for your responses. And on my Substack, danielgus.substack.com, I show how these things are scams on the people and could be federal crimes if you're misusing federal dollars. I'll be back for general and special.
Let's go, Daniel Gus.
Speaker,
.substack.com.
which items would you like to speak on?
Stinks hair. Stinks, you got hair on my
General
mic.
public comment. I'll have to come back later.
Oh, it's Robot Lady. Shout out to Robot Lady.
Thank you. Next speaker.
Speaker, which items would you like to speak on? Speaker with the last digits.
Well, they don't want to hear from him because he's a real
95119.
journalist.
You're unmuted.
He's exposing them.
Yes, my name is Jason, and I'm a Smoke and Scan viewer.
Shout out to Jason.
Which agenda items would you like to speak to?
Which agenda items are available there?
It's items 1 and 11 through 16.
What's up, Ian?
Man, thank you, Miss Attorney, ma'am. You know, you use your mouth prettier than a $20 whore. Well, you don't have
Speak to
be,
the
you know?
agenda.
Hey, don't be caught blocking Krikourian. You don't do that around here.
Okay,
I'm just looking for a lady.
arguing with me is not on the agenda. Arguing with the city attorney is not on the
What
agenda.
about
Speak to the
attorney there?
agenda, or
I'm
you're
just trying
done.
to holler at him. All right, well, let me get the one on St. Patrick's Day then, brother. Can I do that? Is that a thing?
Is he starting his car right now? I'm dead.
Maybe.
Fucking Jason, dude, he's too much.
Which items would you like to speak to?
Well, I was trying to holler at you, but I can't holler at you. Let me talk about St. Patrick's Day then. Can I do that?
Okay, thank you. Next speaker, please.
Shout out to Jason.
Speaker,
That's
which
three.
items would you like to speak on?
Oh, shit. Hello?
Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes, which items would you like to speak
Hello?
on?
Yes. I forget what numbers they are. The one about St. Patrick's Day, and then the emergency weather stuff.
You'll have 2 minutes.
All right, thank you. It's nice that we want to celebrate St. Patrick's Day, but again,
Look at Liz.
like people have said, the city has zero money to be lighting up City Hall. We gave the money to our corruption of the LAPD, and they do nothing. Absolutely nothing. But, you know, we don't have any money, so let's not light up City Hall. We want to honor St. Patrick's Day, sure, but in other ways. The other item, we'll talk about the emergency. This city does not act like there's an emergency. We have seen the emergencies over and over and over again, but again, this city sits on their butts and does nothing. They've done nothing for the homeless. They've done nothing for
You say
anything.
plenty, Dave.
So if
You've
we
said
want to
plenty.
bring in people,
You've also
indoors,
slandered me by
we
calling
need
me
to
an
do that.
extremist.
But before the rain starts, before the
Because I don't believe
the
in what you believe in.
catastrophe happens,
Commie.
I would love to come back for general comment, but I know the last time I tried, and you guys.
And you guys hung up on me. Oh, got him.
All right, next speaker, please.
Yes.
Speaker, which items
Jonathan,
would you
they're
like to
all
speak on?
coming back for public comment. Everybody you've already seen is coming back.
Hello?
Oh, look, it's
Yes,
turn
yes,
six.
Good morning, 1881.
Which
Is
items
there
would you
two
like to
people?
speak on?
There's two people
Yes,
on.
ma'am. All items and public comment. Mr. Krikorian, please call me back on public comment later on and special items.
That's 50 guns.
Yes, all items on the agenda.
Okay, your time is running.
Thank you. In regards to item 11, St. Patty's Day, what a great day. What a great day. Like Cinco de Mayo, it should be celebrated. City Hall should be lit up, and we should, you know, it's a big day for the
Taylor's not
LAPD and
here,
other
man.
law enforcement. And I want to thank law enforcement for catching Eric Quintana, the organizer on the street graffiti that takes place with the vehicles. Mr. Quintana,
Tire
I send you
graffiti.
a little message. I'm going to sue you in court to recover the damage that you've done to my community, and I hope other communities do that because we know he'll get a slap on the hand and nothing will happen with that. Item 12, I believe, is honoring Women's Month. Is that correct?
A little more tire
Yes or
graffiti
no?
for Candido.
Yes.
Ian,
All
let's
right,
go.
you know,
My money don't
I
jiggle,
wanted
jiggle.
to speak
Folds,
to
I like to see
Andrew,
wiggle,
one of our
wiggle, for
special
sure.
guests that comes to City Hall. You know, he talked about an African lady who was arrested. He didn't fill in the rest of the story, though. He dishonors Women's Month by saying that this poor woman was a victim. No, she attacked. If you remember right, she attacked a senior, and then her and her little group, Miss Michelle Dumont, then had an African-American attack another senior. So, Andrew, get your story straight, please. Don't dishonor women who are out there working hard and doing everything. Listen, if I was if I could, I'd make the President of the United States a woman. I think that women can do a better job. And Mr. Krikorian, not speaking bad of you, but please, I hope that you will allow me to come back for public. Oh, item 15. Can I speak on item 15?
Yeah, you still got time. Ding dong, 55 seconds. Go.
Yes or no?
Yes, go right ahead.
Thank you, sir. We talk about emergencies, and I'll follow up more later on. There's different kind of emergencies, and the situation that we have going on downtown with that building is an emergency. It's a different form of emergency, but as an individual who was in prison 30 years told me this morning, he says that the city is nurturing the criminal culture. Can you imagine someone who has spent 30 years and watches this station and watches our meeting says that you guys are, you're helping the culture of graffiti and what it does to our city. So I hope that you folks will, do a little better job on handling the situation. This first appeared in 1993 with the great Jackie Goldberg. She was a wonderful human being. She is a wonderful.
Thank you very much. Next speaker, please.
Welcome to the Panderverse, ladies and
Speaker,
gentlemen.
which items would you like to speak on? Speaker with the last numbers 1403, please unmute.
All right, move on to the next caller, please.
Speaker, which items would you like to speak on?
Yes, I'll wait for general public comment. Thank you, Mr. Krikorian.
All right, thank
Why
you
would
so
you
much.
thank him?
We'll
For
hold
what?
that- We'll hold general public comment a bit later in the
For
meeting.
just showing up today?
Okay, is it?
Come on,
Let's
then.
take another caller for agenda items, please.
Speaker, which items would you like to speak on?
Look who you drew, Paul. It's Rob Kwan.
Shout
I'd
out
like
to
to speak
Rob Kwan.
on
Let's get it,
item
Rob.
12.
Go right ahead.
And you've got an item on Mayor Bradley in that room. I'm going to talk about Tom Bradley. And just picking up on a topic from a few weeks ago, he actually responded to an ethics scandal. Something so small. No law was actually violated. And they delivered transformative change out of the council in 12 meetings in 2.5 months. And here we are. We haven't done anything, any change in law to address corruption since 2019. And in that time, we've had how many people go to jail? That is disgusting. And it's also a part of the approach in leadership. Those reforms, what did John Ferraro do? He empowered Michael Wu to chair the committee handling those reforms. He wasn't a control freak. And we can look at our own council right now. What if Councilmember Krikorian were willing up to give up the seat on Metro and let Heather Hutt have a real voice?
All right,
What
thanks
if
very
they
much.
were to
That'll
hear
close
about
public comment on the agenda
What?
items. So, Madam Clerk, what's available next for us
Why
to
did they
vote on?
cut him off mid? They
Mr.
didn't
President,
even give Rob Kwan a
also
minute.
may now on
That's
items
fucked up.
11 through 14, sir.
Rock didn't
All
get
right,
in.
11 through 14 are now before us.
up,
Members, do any
Diener?
members wish to be heard? Seeing none, please open the roll, close the roll, and tabulate the votes.
What's up, Tons?
14 ayes.
Thank you. Let's go next to item number
Fucking
16.
bullshit.
And I'd like to ask the clerk to please read the settlement so we can take that item
The
up.
settlement? How
Yes,
much are
sir.
we giving
In
out
the
now?
case entitled City of Los Angeles versus Robert L. Henry et al., there is a recommendation to expend up to $350,500 in settlement.
Very
Robert
good.
just
Do
came up
any
on
members wish
$350K.
To be heard or wish to take that item into closed session? Seeing none, open the roll, close the roll, and tabulate the votes, please.
14 ayes.
Thank you. That'll take us next to item number 1. Councilmember McOsker, do you wish to be heard on
insane.
this item?
Yes, thank you very much. I appreciate the opportunity to speak on this. This is a matter for which we've held a public hearing.
They gave him $350K.
As you recall, 3 weeks ago, it was on January 19th, 2024, we adopted a resolution. The city council posted.
Yeah, I gotta give him. I gotta
pursuant
feed
to
him
that
now.
resolution, we posted a notice on 603 North Gaffey Place, also known as 708 West Elbron. We had one of our speakers talk about
Ready
that
to
property. It is the first property as you enter a community, a neighborhood in my district called Gaffey Place, and it is a property that is owned by an absentee landlord. It is entirely vacant of structures. It is piled high with garbage and debris, and it is a gathering place for activities that are of a dire nuisance. Our nuisance declaration described the excessive trash and debris, the illegal dumping, the hazardous waste, the abandoned, dismantled, inoperable, and unauthorized vehicles. We've made photos available for anyone to review the record. They are in the record. The LA Administrative Code sets forth a procedure for a nuisance abatement and collections of fees, costs, and charges so that we do not go long-term out of pocket. We probably go short-term out of pocket, but it's worth it. Specifically, the LAAC at 7.35.2c states that the City Council may declare by resolution the existence of a public nuisance and may instruct that notices be issued. They have all been issued to the property owner. The property owner had an opportunity to speak today. And then thereafter, the Board of Public Works or its designee, and it will be the Board of Public Works in this case, can proceed with the abatement. That means clearing the property of the junk, trash, and debris, and then fencing the property, with notices that say no trespassing. And folks that do try to breach that fence will be trespassers, regardless of, on our order. Because remember, this is a situation I'm sure many of us have, an absentee landlord who have for years and years and years has refused to respond to any requests and has caused a great deal of harm in this local community. So this declaration of nuisance is fully attributable to the current condition on the property. Although I've told you that it's been a number of years, there have been some efforts at abatement, but it always comes back and it has created a nuisance for the entire community, but more specifically on this beautiful, small pocket neighborhood. This community does not deserve to have this dumping site in their neighborhood, and it's entirely attributable to an absentee landlord. Once we have abated the nuisance, put up the fencing, all of those charges then become eligible for liens against the property. The property owner has been notified, has had an opportunity to speak today. The property owner has no one to blame but themselves for the fact that the property exists like this, for the fact that we've had to do this extreme action and do a summary abatement, and the property owner is directly responsible for their actions and for the liens on the property for which they will pay. There is a convoluted set of rules. I shouldn't say convoluted. There is a disparate set of rules about how we abate property in the City of Los Angeles, and we're working with the City Attorney's Office to bring all of those procedures together. This is but one. This is a complete procedure, but it's but one.
KFC
we're going to bring all those procedures together and create
still finger licking game.
A more functional, more understandable, a clear process that protects due process for property owners, but also protects our neighborhoods and protects.
Did I miss anything?
Because we're going out of pocket on this. We will get our money.
No. We are going out of pocket. Not you.
But I want to make sure that we have I think we all want to make sure we have a process that works for everybody. This process will work today.
You just
I will
spend it.
Urge your aye vote. With your aye vote, we will immediately proceed to direct Public Works to do the fencing, to record the cost, to lien the property, to do the abatement, to record the cost, to lien the property, and most importantly, to post the property with no trespassing. We all understand what that means is that folks that try to breach that fence and do this illegal activity and be a nuisance on this community will be arrested. Thank you very much.
Maybe I just got to kick him out forever.
Thank you very much, Mr. McCosker. I previously asked if anybody had signed up for this item. No
He's
one
gone
responded.
forever. He can go make a new
second
account.
Opportunity. I'm now going to give a third opportunity. Is there a property owner or property owner representative here to speak about this item? There are none. So they have not availed themselves of their opportunity to appear here as part of the fair hearing. Do any other members wish to be heard on this? Mr. McCosker.
Just to carry on your point just now, which I appreciate, Mr. President, this property owner was notified telephonically, by mail, and by service, and has had every opportunity to appear here, had the opportunity to appear live, appear through an agent or a designee or appear telephonically, and has shown
You want to poke the bear? The
pattern
bear
of
got
behavior
poked, and that's it.
that carries through to today. Thank you.
Bear
Very
took his
good.
paw and
Thank
smacked you with
I
it.
see no other members wishing to be heard.
I'm
So
fine
we
with
can
it.
Go ahead and open
Sure,
the roll.
you guys are.
Close the
I ain't
roll
gonna miss it.
and tabulate the votes.
14 ayes.
Thank you. That'll take us next to item 15, which was called special by Councilmember Yaroslavsky. Councilmember Yaroslavsky, you have the floor.
Oh my gosh. She looks just like her
I
dad.
have some questions for the departments, for Chief Crowley and EMD.
All right, and I do see
You can
Ms.
Google
Parks
her
coming
dad,
forward.
Zev, who banned everything he could ban. Everything he saw, he banned.
Really, anybody from the department. It doesn't have to be the chief.
So now they want to ban
And do we also
plastic
have anyone from
bags,
the fire
as they have for a long time, and now the reusable bags.
Doesn't
So I
look
ask
like
you,
it's
so
addressed.
then how do we, I guess we got to get baskets?
First of all, I want to thank
And
you.
a lot of those are made
for
of
the
plastic, so
incredible
when do we
work
ban those?
of the last week. It was quite incredible, the storm. Some parts of my district got 12 inches of rain in 24
Well, that's what I
hours.
said. She looks like her dad.
And the response has been nothing short of exemplary. And the fact that we didn't lose any lives is really incredible. So, and the big reason I wanted to ask some questions about an incident we had up on our hillsides where there were a lot of departmental back and forth, and it wasn't clear who could fix the problem. That's been resolved. So my main reason for asking you to come up has been resolved. But I just two questions. For how long is the Emergency Operations Center going to be activated? I know it's there during a storm or an emergency, but in the cleanup phase, which we're in now, is that still the main coordination body, and how long do you see that continuing?
Thank you for that question. Carol Parks, General Manager, City of LA Emergency Management Department. Thank
Ian,
you
thank you so much for that
calling
dono
this item
again, man.
special. We at the Emergency Operations Center have been activated since last Sunday, 8 a.m.
You
and
rock,
we
bro.
continue to be activated because the disaster is not open. The sun is out, but there are a lot of different issues that
Thanks
we're
again, bro.
continuing to monitor. Currently, we have about 20 incidents around the city, and there could be more. So because of that, staff are at the EOC right now tracking this
Look right of way. There's a lot of that happening up in our hillside communities right now. My understanding is there's not much we can do if it's
Like,
private.
how do you
property.
bring your
Can you
groceries
speak to
home?
that?
I would like to invite.
What they want to do is close down
Works
all the
to speak
physical
to that.
grocery
There are
stores.
specialists,
So, hey, you can't
on
go and
that,
pick
but
your
we do
food.
encourage,
You've got to have a
owners to
delivery
seek out,
service, which they have a
assistance
hand
from
in.
their
And then
insurance
slowly, if they want to turn
But,
that off, then you're
every
just fucked.
Property is
There's no way to get
different, so the
anything.
impacts are different.
Then you
and there
die.
have to be assessments to determine.
They
what,
want to control
the
every
city's,
aspect of your life.
Portion will be in the response and what it is of the requirement of the home.
Already did it in Colorado. So how do you bring home your groceries,
But I would
Michael?
like to defer that to the experts at Public Works to address.
Okay.
I agree, Meat Stash. I agree.
We can also just ask
They
these
are, Oscar.
questions offline. It seems
You're
to me
right.
that one gap in our ability to respond is that it really is on the private property owner, even if the damage is
done?
sometimes
Y'all
in
finished,
right-of-ways. They may be private right-of-ways, which is something we see a lot of up in our hillsides. So I'm just wondering if there's a way for the city to go in and remediate something and then charge the private property owner or the insurance company.
I have Aura Garcia, Board President, Public Works.
Great.
Hi, good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Thank you for this this time. Unfortunately, Public Works will not be able to go into private property. We really solely rely on any obstructions in the public right of way, and we're more than happy to go assess the entire situation. However, this might be something that maybe building and safety
Bags
can
are
help
racist
with,
to the client.
and they can probably be able to help a private property. Therefore, for us, but we're more than happy to go assess the entire situation.
I don't know,
and see what we
Calamity
can do.
Girl. I mean,
Okay,
fuck.
great. Yeah, I don't want to take up any more time. I
clue.
will note that the fact that you have the EOC still activated post storm, it has been really helpful for
Yeah,
our
William,
constituents
we'll be
and
on
our
tonight,
team, and,
8 p.m.
Because
As long
you're
as
all
my
in one
internet
place,
works.
and you can talk to
Should.
each other, and I think that's a really
Just
helpful
acting
model,
funny this
and I'm
morning,
sure we
but-
can learn from it. In
We
the
actually
long
got
run.
more rain
So
last night.
thank
It wasn't
you
even
very
supposed
much.
to rain, and it rained last night. It was weird.
Thank you. Do any
What
other
up, Street
members wish to be
Peeps?
heard on this
Good
item?
to see you.
Seeing
I
none,
guess Street Peeps,
thank
unless
you
they
very
have
much for
those
being with
carts
us.
that
Let's
get
go
like
ahead and
stuck
open the
on
roll.
their property.
Close the
Like, you know,
roll
some of them
and
stop
tabulate
within
the votes.
300 feet or shit.
14 eyes.
So you can't steal the cart because the carts are so expensive. And it costs them $100
And
bucks a
without
cart or
objection,
whatever the
we
fuck
will
it
send
is.
that forthwith. Oh, Councilmember McCosker, I apologize.
While we're thinking about forthwith, can I ask that we send item number 1 forthwith?
Indeed. Without
Thank you.
objection, that will be the order. All right, so we will now recess the regular meeting in order to begin the special meeting. Madam Clerk.
All right, so we have a
Yes,
different item here.
Blumenfield, De
They
Leon,
can all come and
Aristotle,
talk about
Landis,
whatever the
Hutt,
special item
Victoria,
is.
Lee, McCosker,
So everybody that we
Park,
saw has a
Price,
chance to come
Rahman,
up if they
Rodriguez,
want
Soto
to.
Martinez,
Plus,
Yaroslavsky,
all
14
public comments still coming up.
14 members present in quorum, Mr. President.
Thank you very much.
Island's hopping.
So
Kids are having fun. That's why you hear me laugh every once in a while when nothing funny's happening. It's watching somebody bail pretty good coming on in. Look how hot they come in here, dude. Look at them flying.
Meeting, there are
It's
two
jumping.
items. Item 17 is an item which
Fresh
public hearing
pow,
has been held.
man.
18 is an item for which public hearing has not been held. 10 votes are required for consideration, and since both of these items are in the special meeting, then public comment can be taken on those special items. However, there
Logan
is no
Rizmanchi, let's
general
go.
public comment in the special meeting.
I'd like to see you wiggle, wiggle, for sure.
Let's get it. Thank you, Logan. Appreciate you. Hopefully you can join us tonight.
Okay, very good. So items
All of you guys, 8
17
p.m.
and
Pacific
18,
Standard Time, adjust to your time
are
zones.
open
We
for
will be
comment
live.
on, the special meeting. I'm going to call a number of names.
It looks like it, Noah. The kids always
Kelvin
seem to have
Harrison,
fun.
Barry,
Some are
Donald
really
Harlan,
good.
Arnold Sachs, Dusty, Mike Greenspan.
Oh, shit, yeah. Who ate all the pussy?
Stacy Cigar.
Oh,
Bollinger,
Stacy.
Carlos Amado.
What about Shaniqua?
Come on up.
Guess that's it. He's going to only call them for now. Spindler and all the rest will come up in a second. I like him. Oh, Mr. Herman's coming up first. Viewer discretion is advised. Viewer discretion is advised. Oh, look how he takes his
Let's
time.
go, Mr. Herman. If you're going to speak, come up to the podium and speak.
Always takes his time.
Or else I'm going to call the next speaker.
Tell him to hustle up. You better hustle up.
I'd like to speak on 17 and 18. May I?
You have 2 minutes. Yes,
Dictator?
1 minute for each.
Thank you, Dictator. Regarding the development,
It's like a tater dick.
LID stormwater approval. Well, we know that stormwater really has no impact in what's going on today because basically we got mudslides,
It
we
is
got
back, Bill.
water damage to roofs, and we got water buildup, potholes, all this runoff like the runoff on Dawson's Head for development types and geographic distribution. But what does Dawson know? He don't know shit. No shit. And then we go into 18, Miss Attorney, 18. 18, ¿entiende? La problema
18.
es para el público right away. Para hacer un original or original. Kevin, please help me with my Spanish. I know it's fucked up, but I'm trying my best, bro. El Departamento de Babosos Transpasiones, Departamento General Services, no hace curios serios para restaurar público right away porque no hay gano de dinero porque esta calidad de ciudad cuesta tanto dinero, ya lo gastaron tanto dinero y no hay nada de dinero para regresar los derechos para ustedes que paguen los taxes. Entonces, yo voy a hacer instrucción. Chinga tu madres.
That's not on our agenda. All right, your time's expired. Your time's expired.
Ah, shit, yeah. Oh.
Yeah, you're speaking off the agenda. Okay, next speaker, please.
Oh. Fuck your mother.
Both items, please.
Speaker,
Stacy's
which
up.
items would you like to speak on?
17 and 18, please.
You'll have 2 minutes.
Thank you. So item 17 is all relative to the building code relating to stormwater and housing construction. It's a lot more detailed than a lot of motions we get. I notice item I specifically references accessory dwelling units and wait times. There is a lot of, I'm noticing that this body is really prioritizing customer service for developers. While so many city departments are understaffed and are not going to see better
50-pound
staffing
bag,
because
huh?
they're just funding those jobs. And just regular tax-paying citizens and workers and families, we're not seeing motions about customer
But are they
service and
plastic?
wait times and expediting the things we need to get done under this same emergency that we're all dealing with. And it's just interesting that most of the motions, it seems like, that come before this body regarding emergencies are just about expediting developments, giving developers everything they need to, really at the end of the day, line their pockets. Speaking of, so we have item 18 regarding Ocean-wide Plaza, which has been just tagged up, and rightfully so, because this has been an empty eyesore for Angelinos. It's taking up our airspace, it's taking up valuable real estate, and when people like Councilmember Rahman tout a so-called housing shortage and refuse to consider using what we have to bring our current unhoused resident population inside, they say it's impossible and it's price prohibitive. But we have, 40 stories worth of empty luxury units that have been sitting vacant downtown for years, literally years, and there's 6 people dying every night.
Look at
You
Spindler.
should be ashamed, Nithya.
Thank you.
Look at Spindler.
Next
going
speaker,
crazy.
please. And as the speaker is coming up, I'm going to call a few more names. Nella McOsker, Lisa Marroquin, Barry.
Old Barry.
Andrew.
Shout out to
Graber.
Barry.
Go ahead.
Would you like some Merlot?
Greenspan, let's talk about 17 first, because
Good old
it's-
Barry.
It's got an extensive plan, but let's go first to the fiscal impact statement. None submitted by the city attorney, neither the city administrative officer nor the
okay, I'll
chief
look up him.
legislative analyst
Look at him.
has
Barry.
completed a financial
Mayberry,
analysis of the report. Community impact statement, none submitted. Now, if we're going to be spending, well, we're $400 million in debt, couldn't we at least get a ballpark or a range or of some sort of estimate of what it will cost? I guess money must grow on trees. Just ask Blumenfield, because he passes stuff out of his committee that we have no money for. N-O-N-E, none. You're lucky I'm not the city controller. I'd quit electronic transferring and I would just stop all payments until we have the money to cover it.
Smoke.
And at least have an idea of what we are paying for. Now, let's look at 18. Yeah, it's a great example of a fuck up. The developer happened to walk away because he ran out of money, and we just rubber stamp these things to collect the fees. Now it's a graffiti target. Let me put a new word in your vocabulary. Implode. You implode it. If it were in Yaroslavsky or Blumenfield's district, it already would have been imploded. And they would have hauled it off with one of those trash hauler companies, Athens or the other two out of City of Industry that gave to Mitch Englander. It would have been gone. You can't graffiti rubble. But neighborhood, or location, and since it's in De Leon's neighborhood, well, fuck him. according to the city attitude. But let's keep the eyesore there, but it wouldn't be in Blumenfield or Yaroslavsky's neighborhood.
Thank you. Sean, I didn't see that you had signed up for these items too, so if you'd like to come up, and anybody else who wanted to speak on items 17 and 18, just come on up.
They're passing the papers out because as they
Speaker,
vote,
would you
they
like to speak on
update
it?
them on the voting and what's passed, what hasn't passed. Basically, updated results on what's
You'll have
going
2
on.
minutes.
Somebody doesn't know how to read the agenda here. Anyway, item 17 refers to
Love him. God damn it, I love him.
change, something. Amending sections of the Los Angeles Municipal Code. Are these the amendments, A through J, or are they just rules? Are you amending the city code, or are you just making changes to the rules for this low-impact development, which does not include any community impact? I've never heard of a low-impact development that would not include community impact. Any kind of development would include a community impact statement. But evidently, the community hasn't been contacted about this low-impact development.
Have I been buffering
Isn't that
Minnesota?
part of the change? Shouldn't they be notified about rules being changed for the city's charter?
Speaker, you should move on to your next
Okay.
item.
I am, ma'am. Now, this number 18
I have
refers
this
to removing all encroachments from the public right-of-way and restoring the public right-of-way to its original condition or construct improvements in accordance with the associated B permit for the Oceanwide Plaza. So are you restoring the public right-of-way to its original condition? Are you requiring the owner of the property to do that? Or are you constructing improvements in accordance with the associated B permit? They have a B permit. So why would this front funding, why are you front funding improvements?
They
for
wrote
the
his
city
name in.
When the owner of
They
the
signed him
property
in,
has a
Cat.
B permit.
They announced his
Now,
name
either
twice.
they're going to use the B permit or they're not. It's all about ethics. Wake up.
Next speaker, please.
I fucking love him.
That's pretty stupid. What the hell's going on? Who changed everything?
Remember, public comments should be good today, guys. They haven't gotten their public comments. They're forced to wait, so it's going to get
Number
spicy.
17, Richard Serrano, write-in candidate for CD6.
You'll have 1 minute.
This week, we had a meeting at Lake Balboa Neighborhood Council, and they have the same problem going on. We got an apartment building being built, 160 units in a residential area. I'm not sure just because you don't live in that area, you don't care about that area, or you're allowing things to happen. I wish our council people would show up to these meetings. They're supposed to represent these neighborhoods. They should be informed about these rules and regulations so they can help them stop the things they shouldn't happen. But it doesn't affect people in a positive way. It shouldn't be happening in the neighborhoods. I'll come back for public comment.
Thank you. Next speaker, please.
Oh, shit. Okay, so there's two items. Under over 12, guys. Under or over 12, he's coming up next. Hurry up. Get it in.
Item 18. Nella
You'll
McCosker
have
with
1 minute.
CCA. Special item, thank you.
You'll have 1 minute.
At CCA, we advocate for a vibrant downtown. But a part of that means having a real clear view of the challenges we
Yep,
face.
12, 'cause he gets
And
two
the eyes of
items.
the world right now are on Oceanwide Plaza as a representation of those challenges. This includes, of course, a lack of public safety, the number of Angelinos who are experiencing mental health crises on our streets,
I don't
the
know,
shuttered
there's
businesses
some
we're
unders,
walking
though.
past in downtown. And
Over
so while
100?
today
No
is
way.
a start towards a step in the right direction of a more immediate solution to Oceanwide Plaza, we need to address the core of this issue. An abandoned structure that sits on this land adjacent to our convention site needs to be put to a better use. And especially as we're experiencing this housing shortage, there are solutions. The city must discuss what the future of this property could be and explore all available solutions. Thank you.
Thank you. Next speaker, please.
All right, here we go, guys. Under over 12. She is well spoken. She's all together.
Which items would you
as
like to
some
speak
are
to?
not.
The ocean-wide thing. So yeah, so this motion is a motion from Kevin De Leon and Paul Krikorian to remove all the graffiti and encroachments from the public right-of-way at Ocean-Wide Plaza. Maybe a better way, if we're going to spend all this money on Ocean-Wide Plaza, why don't you use eminent domain, buy the building, complete the building, and then house people in it? That seems like maybe a better way of, it's just this building is just sitting empty for like several years, just taking up space in an already crowded area, just sitting vacant when it could be used for so many better things. But you just have the LAPD come in and arrest all the people doing the graffiti and probably all the unhoused people that live within a 5-mile radius, whether they're involved or not. So let's just house people in it and complete the building.
Oh, under at 7. All you guys who picked 7, under. Congratulations.
Which items would you like to speak on?
17.
You should use
Item 17. You should use the money to spend for more homeless people. Why don't you make that building into homeless people and St. Vincent's?
Thank you. Next speaker.
Your discretion is advised.
Speaker, which items would you like to speak on?
Which ones would you like to? I'll gamble and go for both items.
You'll have 2 minutes.
Yes. So we go to stormwater. Goat Puppet supports the stormwater. It flushes all of the drug needles and all of the condoms out into the Santa Monica River. Let's give stormwater a hand. Thank you, stormwater. Yes, it's going to save Tracy Park millions of dollars of additional maintenance because Jesus Christ cleaned up Venice of all the shit and the drugs on the sidewalks. Thank you, Christ. And those that haven't accepted Christ, like Katie, your chances now. And it's called a lid project. Well, this city council has a lot of lids on it, doesn't it? So it's very fitting. I like these acronyms. They're very fucking accurate. And now we get to the number 18. And I hate to tell you, this was really Eunice's idea. She was trying to get into the Grammys because she's not important enough, no free ticket. Sorry, Eunice, sorry. But she wants to take and encroach the right-of-way back for the people. Yes, Kevin's only handling this now because it's a campaign item. But didn't Goat Puppet tell you about the tagging? You did. Didn't Goat Puppet tell you about Ocean Partners being a possible Jose Huizar confederate? You did. And didn't you tell about the Chinese government that they lost $1.9 billion on this project? And they want to have a judgment over in the court in Shanghai against Mr. Huizar and the city council, and I will read it to you. Diong dong ding dong dong dong, Jose Huizar.
Look at, he can see Homer in the pink laughing.
Ding dong. So finally,
he's laughing. He can't control himself. Look at him.
Thank you, everybody. Yes.
Oh, he had to walk away to not show that he was laughing. Oh, here you go. Here he comes, man. Shout out to Shaniqua.
Good morning. Start with number 17. 这个马路上的这个无家可归的人实在是太多了。Also number 18. Also number 18. 无家可归的人太多了所以说这个洛杉矶警察局呢一定要做一些什么东西，因为每一次呢就是说。黑帮啊、火拼啊、打架呀、斗殴啊、强奸呐、各种各样的罪犯的抢劫呀、乱七八糟的东西，所以说他们都已经达到了一个没人管的地步所以说这个确实是真的是很难的生存因为我认为公共安全呢是最主要的事情，在这个市政府里面没有什么事情比人民的安全生命财产安全更重要的但是呢我却没有感觉到这个市政府任何一些出自于公共安全的关心 所以说确实是不太清楚为什么这样。然后我们再说now I'm gonna move to item 18 now。所以说这个公共安全的问题，所以说他在这个就是公共安全的问题，他根本的就是没有，一直就是没有说，然后一直就是没有去做。然后洛杉矶警察局呢，现在已经减少了1000多个减少1000多个警察了，所以说他们根本就是管不过来这个洛杉矶这么多几十万、几千万、几百万的罪犯。他们每一个人都是抓了一个又放，放了一个再抓，抓了一个又放，放了一个再抓。
How come they don't translate them?
根本去做呢，就根本就没有
How come she doesn't
任何
translate?
一个问题。所以说，然后呢，无家可归的人呢，所以说现在很多的房子啊，很多房子它根本都一直在是空着的。所以说他根本就是没有什么东西去做。然后洛杉矶警察局呢，他就是说根本没有办法去执法。
Thank you very much. Your time has expired.
看到他们
Next
这个
speaker,
I
please.
still see
Thank
time
you.
on there.
Thank you. Your time's expired.
Remember,
Okay. Yeah,
they all
no,
come back.
She was slow in resetting the timer. You've used your time. Sit down,
She
please.
was slow
Sit down, please.
resetting
Sit
the
down and
timer.
sit silently. Herman, stop clapping. Sit down and
No
be silent
clapping.
so we can proceed with the meeting. Are there any other members of the public who would like to speak?
You can clap
about
if it's
item 17 or
honoring,
18?
but you can't
Seeing
clap
none.
any
Let's
other
go to
way.
the phones for
Selective clapping.
comment on items 17 and 18 only.
All right, here we go.
Speaker, which items
Is
would you like to
Jason
speak
Brock
on?
going to get in for the special? Let's see. Remember, they still have public comment coming up. On the-
Landers, Los Angeles private investigator. I'd like to speak on both items.
Shout out to Brock.
A law enforcement type of guy.
Go ahead.
Hello? So 17, you know, I think Stacy had some really good points, as she usually does. I want to make sure that I'm able to come back for my general public comment since you haven't been calling on me. And I want to make sure that's not because I referred to your mouth as a dirty cock holster.
Speak to the agenda. Speak to the agenda items.
I am speaking to the agenda items. Clean your dirty cock holster, and you might understand it. I mean, I know it can get up there and plug your ears. You know,
Okay,
nose
your
and
time
throat,
has
they're all
expired.
connected.
Move on to the next speaker, please.
Oh, they dunked him.
Speaker, which items would you
Brock
like to
got
speak
in,
on?
though.
Yeah, it's Eric Previn, and I'd like to speak on item
Dirty
17
cock holster.
and also item 18. And I just want to ask why you lowered my hand in the previous meeting.
Ooh. Get him,
Speaker,
Eric.
your time is running.
Get it, Eric. Get him, Eric.
So you're confirming you did that. Okay. That's very, very naughty, Tania and Mr. Krikorian, but we'll get to the item.
Speak to the agenda.
Very naughty.
You sit, be silent. Yeah, you be silent while I speak on low-impact development and stormwater approval for the construction of housing, during which time the council will remain silent. Thank you. Rural sanitation, little pushing and shoving. They did a great job. They do a great job, and I love it. Okay, so I want to just say thank you and shout out to the pushing and shoving that was going on to get those tiny homes in there, and now they're in. Okay, they moved some of the equipment. Now, for this low-impact
They do
development
kind of beach bum.
stuff, this one was a little bit of a surprise that old Krikorian, who's got conflicts up the yin-yang, I assume, was upset that this had to be heard during a special meeting. But all items on the agenda do have to be heard during a special meeting. And as you scroll down, you realize that one of the key components of this sneaky little amendment to get some low-impact development, which I think Cigar Bollinger pointed out, a lot of detail of this, incredibly confounding. There's no effort to make the public understand what's going on at all. By the way, I love the way Katie Yaroslavsky brought up the EOC.
Speaker, you should move on to your next item.
Well, I haven't finished my point about how BOE should not be doing anything because they're corrupt.
All right.
But fine, I'll go on to
Last
18.
warning,
I'll go
Mr.
on to
Previn.
18.
Last warning.
No
Paul's
more
mad.
warning.
You're right.
Sit silently during the Ocean-wide Plaza site located at 1101 South Flower Street and the related actions here. So we know what this is, okay? And once again, BOE right up in there. Everybody remembers Neil Drucker and all of the incredible corruption at Prop K is not for Krikorian Studio City Rec Center, during which time, despite massive public disapproval, money was secured
All right.
through
Thank you. Next caller, please.
The fuck happened, Paul?
Speaker, which
You
items would you like to
pink-skinned
speak on?
bitch. What happened?
Item 17.
You'll have 1 minute.
Thank you. Good afternoon, President Krikorian and council members. My name is Catherine Pease, and I'm the Director of Science and Policy at Heal the Bay. I'm speaking today on behalf of NRDC and LA Waterkeeper as well. We are extremely discouraged that the city is proposing to weaken the LID ordinance. Many of our waterways remain polluted, and LID implementation is a critical tool to preventing pollution and complying with the Clean Water Act. We recognize that the city needs to do all it can to expedite new housing, but the solution should be to appropriately fund our city departments through staffing and rate increases, not by backsliding on environmental protections. The end result will be negative impacts to communities, public health, and ecosystems from continued poor water quality. LID must apply to smaller projects. They make up the vast majority of development that will now be unregulated. There are still other options before us today. At a minimum, we urge you to narrow the exemption from 2,500 to 1,000 square feet or specifically exempt to ADUs. Any new exemption must be temporary and limited to 1 year. We look forward to the results of the fee study.
Thank you. Your time.
Oh, hi, I'm
expired.
Donald Harlan. I'd like
Next
to speak
caller,
on agenda
please.
items number 19,
Speaker,
20,
which items would you like
21,
to speak
22,
on?
24, 26, and a general comment.
I miss him, dude.
Yes, good morning. Thank you, sir, for allowing
50
me to
guns.
speak on this item. 17 and 18, please.
You'll have 2 minutes.
Thank you. I want to start with 18 in regards to the building and the disaster with all the graffiti, et cetera. And, it was something that the councilwoman said on Wednesday that shocked me. She used the word oppressed when describing the criminals that are coming into this and building and destroying it. And, these are not oppressed people. You know what they are? They're criminals.
Oppressed.
And you know what they're doing, council, is they're defecating down the city neck. That's what they're doing. Excuse my language, I hate to cuss, but they're shutting down the neck of the Angelinos. And you sit there and you make excuses. In 1993, I brought up the great Jackie Goldberg, great woman, but she made excuses and she used that same word, oppressed. You know what? We've spent millions of dollars that it could have gone. You remember on Wednesday, those groups, the Advocates for Kids, were there and they were asking for funds? You know how much money we could have taken from the graffiti program? In 1990,
Speaker, you should move on to your next item.
Spent on that the graffiti issue. Now we're spending millions. That could have gone to the kids. I will call back Mr. Krikorian for public comment, please. Public comment. I'm calling back.
Okay, you can come back when we have
No, the
go
cops
back
have
into the regular
to.
meeting for general.
They watch the
public
chambers
comment.
here. It is kind of odd that LAPD does it.
Right. Thank you.
Not the
Candida.
sheriff, but the reason
Next
is
speaker,
because
please.
this is LA City, not county.
DanielGust.substack.com for both items.
It's not a county meeting; it's a city
You'll have
meeting.
2 minutes.
And they protect the county.
Hi. So to everybody watching, Smoke and Scan, people on TV, people listening over on KBC or KFI, item 17 here is proof that all of city councils, all of Mayor Bass's or her predecessors, this is a bunch of garbage. They all call themselves environmentalists, and what they're doing here, as you heard from the speaker who was speaking from the NRDC, they all like to call themselves environmentalists, but what they're doing here is using very, very technical language to loosen environmental regulation. Why would they do that? Because of developers, because of money, because they want to stay in office and keep their families in jobs that they probably could never get close to salaries in the private sector. Item 17, they're going to unanimously approve it, and it is a perfect example why every one of these people who votes yes is a hypocrite when it comes to the environment. I'm going to move on to item number 18. As I wrote years ago, corruption, corruption, corruption. And actually, congratulations to Mr. DeLeon for trying to do the right thing with it now. But the question is, why are you not trying to get this property by eminent domain? You say you want affordable housing. Here's what appears to be an abandoned property. Why don't you seize it or use some of the resources instead of going after me for telling the public the truth? Why don't you use some of those resources to force this into the courts and see if you can seize this property by eminent domain, use the higher floors for expensive stuff, use the bottom floors or the entire thing for social services, for affordable housing, to get the people off the street, or turn it into a psychiatric hospital. Mr. DeLeon, you're on the right track.
Thank you.
Shout out to Daniel
Next
Gus
speaker, please.
for the shout out.
Speaker, which
shout out
items
to
would you like to speak on?
KABC 790, John Phillips Show, Randy Wang, John Phillips. Shout out to you guys. Thank you for the continuous love and support.
Go ahead, speaker. Next speaker, please.
Speaker, which items would you like to speak on?
This is Shelly Babes. Hello, Smoke and Scan. Damon, you're the man. And good morning, communist war pig.
Which items would you like to speak on?
17 and 18.
You'll have 2 minutes.
So, communist war pigs don't solve problems, they create them, and they
true.
keep them going. In the fields, the bodies burning, as the war machine keeps turning. And that's what communists do. They keep the problem going so they can justify their jobs. You don't care about the environment. Let it go to the ocean and burn. That's your mentality. You don't give a shit about Black lives. Otherwise, you would be mentioning them. The soldiers who have been killed.
Okay, that's not on our agenda. Stick to items 17 and 18, please. Okay, you can go to item 18 next.
Pinky face. Hater pinky face.
All
You're
right.
mad.
You're
Tell
off
people to
topic.
sit
Okay, we'll
down.
take one more caller, and that'll be it. She's done. Next caller, please.
Shout out to Shelly
Speaker,
Babes.
which items would you like to speak on?
Shout out to Shelly Babes. That was a great call.
Rob Quan, I'd like to speak on items 17 and 18.
Made Rob Kwan laugh.
You'll have 2 minutes.
Shout out to Rob Kwan.
Thank you. And I want to give props to the city clerk for ensuring we followed the law and actually had comment on item 17 against Paul Krikorian's wishes. Did you forget about
Speak to the
Eric
agenda
Frank
items,
Fox
Mr.
that forced
Kwan.
you to do that? You were on the budget committee when we settled that. For item 18, since Paul wants me to be really substantive, I was out by Oceanwide last night. I was just shocked to see the number of cops all just posted up. A bunch of people on their phones, racking up overtime, doing absolutely nothing. That must just give John Lee the biggest thrill up his leg. Why do we have a state of emergency on homelessness when you're not willing to commandeer shit like this? Do you think Oceanwide's really going to do something in court? And Mr. Krikorian, do you not remember Council File 20-0859? In the wake of Jose Huizar being arrested, you introduced this motion. You were big mad and said you wanted to report back on our options when there was a 1090 violation. You wanted to take buildings back, rescind contracts. You wanted to know what kind of...
Speaker, you should move on to your next item.
Supposed to. This is goddamn substantive. What about that motion, Paul? Just performative shit.
Okay,
trying to
you can
cover
move on
your
to
ass.
item 17 now.
I'll let you have some time to yourself and talk about these items. Have a nice day, Paul.
All right, that will close public comment on items 17 and 18.
Paul's big
All right,
mad today.
let's take up
Everybody's
item
been
17
noticing
first.
it today, too. You guys
Any
all
members
called
wish
him
to
out
be
in the
heard on
chat
item
room, like
17?
10 of you at least.
That's right, Paul Martin Krikorian, you
Seeing none,
racist,
let's open the
pink-skinned
roll.
Nazi pig motherfucker.
Close the roll and tabulate the votes.
Remember,
14
public
ayes.
comment
Thank
has
you.
not
That'll
even
take us
started
next
yet.
to item
Should
number
be
18.
spicy.
And Mr. De Leon, would you like to be heard on item 18? You have the floor.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. Colleagues, today we confront a challenge that undermines the very character of our neighborhoods, and that is both blight and criminal vandalism. Last weekend, the eyes of the world turned towards our vibrant city where we hosted the Grammy Awards in downtown Los Angeles at Crypto.com. Yet, amidst the excitement, we couldn't ignore the blight across
that where the
street
Grammy
on
was?
the buildings of a private development
Was that the crypto?
that failed to be completed. Graffiti art undoubtedly has its place, but not on public and private property, where it defaces our street and diminishes our sense of security. This project has been a source of debate about whether
always there?
it's art or not.
I don't watch it,
But
so.
that's not the point, because that's private property. And let me be clear on this. Defacing this
why I never
property
knew.
or the public, any public property, is not the fault of the city or due to neglect by the city. That responsibility falls squarely on the shoulders of the developer. There's no ifs, there's no buts, there's no ands about this fact. Today, colleagues, we have a motion
I don't think
before
that's a
you,
wig.
directing the city departments
that's
to
all
take
him.
decisive action to clean up Oceanwide Plaza and the surrounding public spaces.
You guys think that's
Even
a wig?
if
I
it
don't think
means
so. I
The
think
city
that's all him.
must step up to get the work done if the developer fails to do their job. The property owners have
Is
been
saying-
served an order
Yep.
to comply. And I like that Mr. McCosker
Wig
just mentioned a few
100.
moments ago, discussing a nuance issue.
It's
He
a
has
toupee?
also two
Really?
nuisance issue, I should say.
Dang, you should fool
in
me.
CD 15 as well, the 1.5 with regards to the
Somebody said
abatement
a wig. They
that he
did.
wants to take place as well too.
So you're saying just this piece up
The
top
property
is
owners
fake?
have been notified.
Does look a little
via
different
email.
color.
They have been notified telephonically. They have been notified via fax, via email, internet, everything you can imagine. TikTok, Instagram.
That's what I'm saying,
tweet.
Beach. Bleach bum.
They have to get their act together.
Beach bum.
They have been
Sorry.
served an order to comply, mandating the removal of graffiti,
100 a rug.
mandating securing the site, and cleaning up the debris. Furthermore, given the unsafe conditions resulting from years of neglect, the Bureau of Street
But
Services
it's just like
will
in a
ensure the
pork
removal
chop
of
shape,
all obstructions blocking our sidewalks.
But the rest
and
of it back
streets,
here is all
like
real, right?
K-rail and scaffolding. Should the property owners fail to fulfill their obligations within the legally allotted time frame, that is 2 weeks from today, we will not hesitate to intervene. City departments will
it's a
step in
toupee?
to restore safety and compliance and bill the developer.
Toop.
Let
Shout out
me
to all the
also be
toops.
unequivocal that our LAPD belongs to the people of the city of Los Angeles, the constituents, our constituents.
Just the
The
top,
LAPD is not a security firm for private developments in the city of Los
Bro,
Angeles.
it's a wig.
Our officers,
That whole
our
thing is
officers
not a
bravely
wig.
confront
There's no
serious
way.
crimes every single
That is
day
not a
on our
Darth
streets,
Vader helmet sitting
and
on
their
his head.
efforts should not be diverted
I can see
to
the little
protect
part
for-profit
different on top,
developers.
but there's no
So
way
I do
it's
want to
all a
extend
wig.
my
I don't
deepest
believe that.
sincere appreciation for the men and women in blue from our own central division for their unwavering dedication. Now, Mr. President, as well as colleagues, I know it's been mentioned, understandably so, why doesn't the city initiate
hair plugs?
a process of eminent domain? Or why
See,
don't
I would
we
think hair plugs before
actually
anything.
build affordable housing, for example, homeless housing? And I understand it completely. It's easier said than done. It's not that simple because we
He's
don't
bald,
have
bro.
$500 million lying around right now to buy
You guys are
this
funny.
3-tower development. That's just the current value, if you will, more or less, on the actual abandoned building. Then it would take another $1 billion at least, and I'm saying that conservatively, to actually complete and finalize this building. And then we're talking about the liens, which I think are upworth up to $500 million.
Holy
That's a
shit.
conservative estimate. In fact, if we just take $1.5 billion, what we don't have sitting in our coffers
Construction
right now,
crews didn't get paid
with the city of
liens
Los
against the
Angeles.
building.
This
$500
3-tower
million.
ocean-wide development has an estimated 504 units. If, in fact, we were to turn it into homeless housing, and we actually had $1.5 billion laying
Be
around,
$3 billion
that
for
would come to a
504.
total of $3 million on a price per unit basis on homeless housing. Not luxury housing, by the way. Not penthouse suite housing, for VIPs.
Oh.
That would be the average price point. $3 million per unit for homeless housing. Now, to give you the contrast, if you will, just yesterday, it filled me with a lot of pride and joy that we opened up our tiny home village in Boyle Heights off Mission Road, 850 North Mission Road, where we're going to have a section that's cornered out for mariachis who have experienced homelessness. It cost me, total cost, $4.8 million for 144 beds. $4.8 million for 144 beds. This development would be conservatively $1.5 billion, dealing with the land, real estate transaction, the actual money you need to actually complete the cost of the final development, and dealing with all the liens. Average would be $3 million. You do all the math, and you know it is not possible. We do need someone to step up that has the financial wherewithal, deep pockets, to actually make that investment, because you can only imagine, right across the street, Crypto.com, this will be a property that'll be worth a lot of money 5 to 10 years from now. But obviously, we need someone to step up and do what's right. So I want to extend my greatest gratitude to all of my colleagues and friends who've been involved in this situation, especially the LAPD. I ask colleagues that you join me in passing this motion and send a resounding message. And I love what Tim McCosker had to say today from the 1-5 with regard to what's happening in his district as well with the abatement, that we will not give a pass to neglect, especially by developers in our neighborhoods. Therefore, I respectfully ask for an aye vote.
Thank you. Councilmember Rodriguez.
Thank you, Mr. President, and thank you, Mr. De Leon. I know this is an inheritance, a really tragic inheritance of circumstances that have occurred. And to some of the speakers that talked about the circumstances of this location and all of the downtown corridor, it has not, this isn't something that was enabled in just 2 years through the course of a pandemic. It came as a result, I mean, this particular situation is an exploitation of an environment that continues to happen not just in this area, but in many other parts of the city, where you have had negligent property owners that have enabled a deterioration of a neighborhood. And it happens, unfortunately, in a lot of communities of color, often, but
of course it's racist that a building got abandoned.
Exploitation.
That never happens in white neighborhoods, does it, Monica?
You know,
holy shit.
One person's art is another person's vandalism, and the reality is that the what was created in this moment is a huge black eye and, frankly, a red flag about how we need to be vigilant as a city to obstruct these activities of opportunity. They should not be exploited. It comes at tremendous expense to taxpayers, and it's an embarrassment. But now we have to clean up the mess that was created by others and the negligence of property owners, people that don't want to sustain investments in the city of Los Angeles. But the reality is that we need to lead an environment and create the environment in the city that incents people investing in our city, that want to equally protect the environment for Angelenos. And we need to do a better job of creating that environment here in the city of Los Angeles as well. And it comes at all levels with our response. We can't continue to saddle the burden on our first responders, on law enforcement, to be the catch-all solution. It's not cost effective. We have to be identifying this. We need all of the support and help from Building and Safety, from our city attorney's office on nuisance abatement, and being proactive in pursuing these opportunities, being aggressive in it, instead of perhaps hiding the ball from us as a council. That would be a really great use of the city attorney's office time to make sure that we are identifying where these collapses are and the negligence of a lot of property owners that are frankly creating greater public safety nuisance.
Yeah, now
in the
they
city
do,
of
right,
Los
Sarah?
Angeles.
All of a
and
sudden.
So thank you for your leadership. Among all the challenges that the downtown core
Why don't you
has
get
to
on your
struggle
knees and
with-
suck his
with
dick
regularity,
already?
And of course, so many private investors that are no longer investing in the city of Los Angeles, and particularly in the downtown core. And everyone wants the city to step up and incent more of this. The reality is, how much more could we possibly incent? The reality is there's an obligation for them to do their part, and the city is now having to expend a substantial amount of money to clean up the mess. And so thank you for your quick response in this. I want to thank, of course, Building and Safety, and of course LAPD that has been doing everything possible and deploying a lot of additional resources at a time when resources are incredibly scarce and growing scarcer by the day. So thank you, and I'm happy to support you on this measure.
Sure you are.
Thank you. Councilmember Padilla.
Surprised she didn't talk about how her and her family
really
had
glad
to give
hear
up
that.
their skyscraper
Today, we're putting the
because
threshold
they
on
couldn't
the
afford the
property owner,
payments.
right? Because at the end of the day, the one that we're talking about in your district, Mr. Kevin De Leon, the only reason why it's gotten so much attention was because of Kobe's statue and because of the Academy Awards. So it's all over, both traditional platforms, social media platforms. I'm still today shocked by how much people won't stop talking about this, how people won't stop reflecting about it, and how it makes them feel. Then at the end of the day, the only reason also why we're talking about it is because it's just so gigantic.
That's
But
what
we
she said.
have these all over Los Angeles. I could think of at least 4 buildings that are mini versions of what this is. And at the end, what this is neglect from property owners. And it is the way we let them get away with things that also disincentivizes people to come in. So I think we can go over and over and over what were the issues related to the towers. But at the end of the day, like I said it before, you know, in defense of those who did the art, so to speak, if you're gonna be leaving a space abandoned in their neighborhood, they're gonna take it over. So you have to make sure that we hold the property owners accountable for their lots, or else they're gonna get in and they're gonna do what they want, because at the end of the day, if the owner doesn't care, they perceive the city as not caring. So we'll bring in the city resources, but we have to be ahead of it.
Thank you.
She just,
Any
I love
other
listening to her talk. Try
comments,
not to
members?
talk over her because
Mr. De Leon.
she's amazing.
Very much,
She's a
Mr.
linguist.
President, as well as the comments have been made by both Ms. Rodriguez and Ms. Padilla, and I respectfully ask for an aye vote.
Very good. Seeing no other members wishing to be heard, let's open the roll.
Look at him. He's all
Close the
dejected.
roll and tabulate.
He
the
knows
votes.
he still has to listen to public comment.
14 ayes.
Very good. Thank you.
So I just want to send the item forthwith.
Without objection, that'll
Thank
be
you
the order.
much.
All right, we will now we will adjourn the special meeting, actually, and go back to our regular meeting. Madam Clerk, what's next before us?
Mr. President, I'll call the roll. Blumenfield, De Leon, Harris Dawson, Hernandez,
hot.
Hutt, Krikorian.
I wonder if she's
Green,
got her own,
McCosker,
an
Padilla,
OnlyFans
Park,
page.
Price, Rahman, Rodriguez, Soto Martinez, Yaroslavsky.
And if she
14
does
members
she wear the
present and
mask
informed,
while
Mr.
she does her
President.
stuff?
And what is next is general public comment, sir.
Very good. I'm going to call these
I'm
names.
subbing.
Kelvin Harrison, Barry, Donald Harlan, Mike Greenspan,
See,
Arnold
Donald Harlan,
Sachs,
cat.
Stacy Cigar Bollinger, Carlos Amado,
Someone
and
keeps-
Rabbi Dusty, and Captain.
I'm telling you, see, someone keeps signing his name up, but he
Good
ain't
afternoon,
there.
sir.
Hello, everyone. My name is Sibu Kelvin Berman Harrison. Sibu is my professional martial arts title. I'm retired from martial arts. I'm disciple
You
of
wanna see me
Grandmaster
kick some
Tuck Moon
ass? I
Hong,
do
student
fucking
of Film
karate.
Stars, Kung Fu, Grandmaster Kim Tae Chong, and Grandmaster Carter Wong. Addressing Honorable Reverend Jesse L. Jackson and the Los Angeles citizens. I have been a political prisoner of San Luis Obispo for many, many years until I came back to Los Angeles to live. Everything is on record there at San Luis Obispo at the city council meetings of being just totally degraded, character destroyed, everything. I went there with a clean record, and I'm also a veteran. Also, dealing with, as an inventor, patent attorney James Italia in Burbank, California, took my invention, the anti-nun surveillance installation. He wanted me to sell my innovation to LAPD for $50,000. I refused, and he jilted me, took my money, and I'm still trying to find attorneys for that. Approximately 2018, I submitted 3 innovations to this council chamber. 1, air purifying aerosol for the air.
Thank you very much.
Okay,
Air
I guess I just have to come back and finish this. Thank you
All right.
very much.
Air
Thank you.
purifying
Next speaker,
aerosol.
please.
Well, he
Mike
went off a cliff
Greenspan.
quick.
Yeah, I passed by on Victory Boulevard last night a big 14 by 48 billboard for some guy named Ethan Weaver. You know, the one who's challenging Cunt Ramen Noodle for the seat on the council. Yeah. So we're going to trade one person, and pick your poison, for a billboarder. After all, Monica Rodriguez is alone. She's the only billboard broad on the city council. You got to go to Board of Supervisors, to Lindsay Horvath, to one of those free billboards. You know, when they like you, they give you 14 by 48 billboards. And so, and also today is Friday, so remember, go eat from God's garbage bin at Canner's Deli, some good old clam chowder. Yes, we shouldn't be eating it, but who cares? People like that. And remember, get it with a side of queer rabbi cum.
He's crazy.
Next speaker.
Viewer discretion is advised. Dude, I told you it was going to get spicy. Oh, my gosh. Here we
What
go.
happened to Kevin? You know, Kevin,
Kevin
I'm
left.
disappointed that you're going to remove all that beautiful art off those towers. That is the best thing in America that we can celebrate on top of 2/8/24 down there in the crypto arena, because that's how the crypto foos run their show. We need more art. We need more superficial bullshit by people like you who destroy communities. No offense, Price. No offense, Ms. Richardson. You did a good job in political corruption like Jose Luis Huizar, but the guy up there that's smacking down that spoon of food up there, that foo, he needs to go back to his goat herding farm and learn that in this world, there are no goats to eat in front of us. Thank you, goat man.
Next caller. Next speaker.
Next caller. There's Stacy.
Ethics request my checkbook.
Name that tune.
Lying to our face. The rules that NCs follow while the unhoused get displaced. Jose Huizar's Instagram of Herb Wesson stares. 30 years ignoring this pretending council cares. And where is it, Kevin, your resignation? Curran Price indicted ethics charges for John Lee. They lie and they deny it, overt bribery. City council shakeups, Rick Jacobs, Raymond Chan. Investigate the leaked tapes, ignore the middleman. And where is it, your spine, Nithya Raman? You're always hiding. Hey, what can I say? We won't vote for you, so it'll be over soon. You wait. Da, da, da.
Next speaker.
It's Tracy Yearwood. Thank you so much. An 18-time Grammy Award winner. Oh, wow. 6.3 magnitude hits Hawaii, Big
Richard
Island.
Serrano, CD6.
Everybody's
writing
all right.
candidate.
That's a big one.
Exploiting our community. We have a light rail going in through Pacoima, Arleta, that's going to exploit the businesses there. I'm going to date myself with this one, the Pepsi challenge. When Pepsi loses,
He's got a dick on his back.
Wins, it comes back inconclusive.
See the dick
from
on his
Pepsi.
back, on his sweater, next to the
You
pillar?
have no solution for the parking for those businesses. So you're going to disrupt everything that Pacoima is, because they can't put it underground in our area. That metro does not belong in Pacoima. It suits people coming in from the Antelope Valley to get to the Orange Line. Yes, the rest of the project's beautiful, but when it affects one part of the community, it affects us all. There's an insane traffic where the island is going to be in the middle, and $10 million jobs still vacant. $283,000 million that you guys are giving
Thank you.
away from the general budget?
Thank you very much. Next speaker, please.
You listen to them off them Street Peeps? Yeah, shout out to them. They've been showing some love to Smoking Scan. I appreciate it. And shout out to John and Phillips Show, KABC 790 Monday through Friday, noon to 3.
Yes, thank you. Good afternoon, Arnold Sachs.
Hopefully Fun Crime's all
A
right.
couple of days ago, they had a adjournment. I believe Mr. Harris Dawson forgot about Fire Chief Daryl Ospey, who was fire chief of the county, who was killed. Somebody mentioned USC. Well, I mentioned USC, the University of Southern California, and the scandal where the Cougarons were stolen from South Africa. Who stole the Cougarons from South Africa? There was one person who stole those Cougarons. He doesn't do catering. You haven't addressed LA Arena Land Company, the owner of Staples Center. It's not owned by AG. It's the property. They own the parking lots who are across the streets. LA Arena Land Company. Who owns that company? And let's not forget, the Mariachi Plaza
Thank you.
was...
Next speaker, please.
Oh, I fucking love
Thank you,
Mr.
Mr. Sachs. Next speaker,
He's
please.
so great.
That's pretty stupid.
Oh, man. Here comes Sean from Canoga Park. Look at him. Look, he already looks mad. Look at him. Look at him.
I enjoyed the presentation today. She went to my school. Bravo. Man, why is everything so damn expensive? I'm not looking forward to the I'm not looking forward to the fucking minimum wage going up. Can't even get a haircut anymore. You can't get a haircut anymore. It seems like you can't do anything anymore. It's ridiculous.
Sean from Canoga Park, everybody. Remember that when you vote, Sean.
And we bring this time to say, vote for Ethan Weaver for City Council, CD number 4. That's right. That's why I'm wearing this hat. Well, my human friend is. Yes, Nithya Ramen Noodle is useless. She's taking and fucking up Encino. Sherman Oaks, and the whole goddamn city. The homeless are all your fault, Nithya. You're a disgrace. Putting up a goddamn apartment building in a pretty little single-family neighborhood. Even Bob Bobbenblield knows you're wrong. But Ethan will make your day. So remember, voters, CD4, Weaver. Anybody but Raman. Because Raman's backed by that piece of shit Armenian dictator up there stuffing his fat fucking little face with that free food. Even Unisys never disgraces us like that. Fuck you, Paul.
Next speaker, please. Next speaker, please.
Told you it was going to be spicy, ladies and gentlemen.
Definitely, it's not really correct to use LAPD to protect that building. And then, first of all, I definitely support Kevin De Leon's motion and Kevin De Leon's comments. And then it's just a really a waste of resources that when the average citizen call the LAPD, call 911, they have to wait for 10, 15 minutes. And then, but a huge amount of resources are providing, services and protecting the large corporation. It seems like that doesn't make any sense to me. And then right now, it seems like in the city of LA, committing crime is the new normal. Go to a store, looting and rioting is normal. Go to the Figueroa street and then be a prostitute on Figueroa is normal. And then having a drug marijuana possession is normal. So right now, when you normalize the crime, obviously there will be more crime. I support LAPD, Kevin De Leon, Nuri Martinez, and I support the victims.
Located where?
All right, we're going to go now to the phones.
That's it.
First caller, please.
Figueroa always getting in there, ladies and gentlemen.
Speaker, you have 1 minute.
Everybody knows about Fig.
Caller with the last digits 1403. You're unmuted.
That's Spindler going like this with his phone.
Next caller, please.
He's calling in on his phone and just doing that.
Speaker, you have 1 minute.
Oh, he's too funny.
Yeah, it's Eric Previn from Studio City, CD4, previously CD2, where Krikorian ruled, now Nithya Raman. Is this general public comment?
Yes.
Yes.
Is this the general public comment?
Yes.
Okay, that's a professional response. Thank you. Okay.
Now you got
Be
only
quiet.
40 seconds.
I'm really concerned about the $15 million that you could read about in my City Watch LA article, that was pushed through without any public comments whatsoever, Mr. Blumenfield. I know you got rid of the goatee, but it doesn't hide the fact that what you're doing is it's like the special meeting rule that you were breaking for years, which is that you have to speak on every item on the agenda. I mean, you have to allow anybody to speak on something that's on a special meeting agenda. Here, what you do is you violate the substantially changed rule, because when you announce $15 million coming out of the city coffers, that is a substantial change from we're going to go discuss it and maybe do nothing. So that's in plain lay terms. You understand it. I would suggest that you meet and
Thank you. Next speaker, please.
Damn, just dunked him.
Speaker, you have 1 minute.
Splash.
Yeah, hi, Daniel Gus.
Get him, Daniel.
.com, general public comment. Hey, you know what? This deputy city attorney is the one who just never seems to get the rules. Tanya Isagiri, she was booted off as the deputy city attorney for animal services, and you could see she's not even paying attention to the meeting. She doesn't know when experienced speakers are talking about issues. She's not following the item, and it's no wonder that today's meeting is more of a mess than it even usually is. That's Tania Isagiri.
That'd be
As
the
soon as I filed
DEI
the
hire.
They moved her out of animal services. Anyway, DanielGus.substack.com. Shout out to Smoke and Scan people. On my Substack, I show the city of Los Angeles is hiding undocumented migrants, counting them, and telling city employees to lie. And now the city can't explain why it's doing a deep cleaning in advance of renovations. Well, that's because they're not. That's because it's a fraud.
Thank you.
God help
Next
Like a
caller,
Russian
please.
hat.
Speaker, you have 1 minute.
It's hysterical. That's 5, ladies and gentlemen. Shout out to Daniel Gus. .substack.com.
Speaker, you are unmuted.
Hello? Hello? Is it Jason? Nah, Jason's a vet. He knows what he's doing.
Next caller,
Hey,
please.
Brock knows what he's doing.
Speaker, you have 1 minute.
Hello? Got that DEI sound man hire?
Good afternoon, Brock Landers, Los Angeles private investigator. The John Phillips show on 790 KABC. We're not as cool as Smoke and Scan, but we pretend to be. Curran, I'm sure when you move into your new condo, you're going to have a throat yogurt catered breakfast every morning. Monica, I want to give you our congratulations on retiring from the fire department. I had no idea you were also a firefighter. It was nice of you to let that black man and his family stand up there with you while you talked about yourself. If the 100-year-old war veteran would brought you guys a box of Pop-Tarts, would you have framed a certificate? Mr. Lee, maybe if your bribe was in a red envelope, it would have been more lucky and you wouldn't have been busted for fraud. Paul, I hate to snitch, but the Vato in the skinny jeans was clapping after a young lady spoke the other day and you did not reprimand him. I think that if you're not going to be decent and reprimand him for the skinny jeans, you should at least reprimand him for his bad conduct that you yell at all of us about.
Thank
a
you.
law
Next
enforcement
speaker,
type
please.
of guy who is hired
Speaker,
by
you have
people
1 minute.
to stop these bad individuals.
Hello, thank you. Hello, thank you. I would like to get the full minute, please.
Is that lobster? It sounds
Go
like
ahead.
it, kind of.
Hello, I would like to get my full minute. Thank you, Paul. Brock Landers shoots ropes as big as chemtrails. Number 2, Red Lobster Fest this weekend. I'm taking my American Express, and you're all invited, Smoke and Scan. Number 3, I'm just about to break the world record for ums.
Speaker, you need to provide your public comment, or we'll move on to the next caller.
Okay, next caller, please. Next caller, that's enough.
Speaker, you have 1 minute.
heating up.
Oh, man, that was great.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Corey, and thank you for
50 guns.
Quickly, I was looking for solutions. Yes, I was very happy about the item 18, but why don't we ask the people of this great city to invest in it? You folks can't manage the budget, so
Mr. De Leon, why don't we ask those who may have a little money and say, look, would you be willing to invest in this property? And Daniel Gus had a great idea. Why don't we take this building and, okay, homeless may not work there, but how about veterans who have served this country? How about putting all the things they need to get them better put in there? And Miss Rodriguez and Miss Padilla,
I'm not telling anybody to call.
I don't want to see another child go into
Michael?
prison and be raped, stabbed, and beaten. But come on, you keep taking the money away, giving it to graffiti companies, and what are we doing? We're neglecting the kids of this city because you're not focused on the right thing. These people who are doing the graffiti are not oppressed. They are.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm
Next
not,
caller,
Michael.
please.
If you listen to
There
me
are
and
no
I
more callers.
show you
That
that
will
thing,
close general
it's-
public
I always
comment.
say the same
Madam
thing.
Clerk, what is next?
If
Council
you would
has
like to
motions for
call,
posting a referral?
there's
Was
the
that
number to
objection
call
question
in.
Referred next.
I don't
The
tell you to
desk is
call
clear,
in.
sir.
Very good. Members, are there any announcements?
Okay, these people willingly talk about smoking
Councilmember
scam.
Park.
Never spoke with
For
Stacy.
an announcement.
50 Guns? How does he get the name 50 Guns? I gave him that nickname. Of course he's watching.
That many parts of our city suffered major
Okay.
storm damage, and
Same with Herman. He's talking about a guy smoking the bong. That was probably me. I mean, I don't know, but
activated
one would
to
assume.
keep our city operational. But Councilmember McCosker and I wanted to take a few minutes to share some of the storm's impacts on our coastal regions.
Well, I paste the numbers because again, they only put it up for like 5 seconds. That way, if someone wants to call in, they can call in.
Coastal areas
It's the
also
right
suffer
of anybody who lives here to call in.
whenever we have storms like this. For me personally, representing our world-famous beach communities on
Right,
the
street
west
peeps, and
side
who's paying for the
is the honor of a
electricity
lifetime.
and the upkeep?
When I see in real time the damage
The property
that human
tax.
activity is causing
Who's
to
paying
our
for all that?
beaches, our
I mean, I know
wildlife,
it's
and our
us, but
gorgeous Santa Monica Bay, it just absolutely breaks my heart. Our coasts and hillsides suffered major erosion and landslides.
Major
and the entire
erosion.
Marvin Rowdy bike path collapsed in the Pacific Palisades. Many homes and businesses
let me tell you
in
something.
Venice,
I don't care about what the people in the Palisades can
because of
afford to
excessive
fix their
flooding.
bike trail.
During major
I think a
storms, and
shitty home
sometimes even
in the
when it's
Palisades is
sprinkling
7
out,
million, 8
runoff
million
water pushes
for a
garbage
shitty
and
home.
debris and chemicals
fixer-upper.
from our streets and sidewalks across the city into our waterways, and that, of course, eventually ends up in our
Fuck outta here.
wetlands, in our ocean, and on our beaches. This particular storm and the impacts it had on our critical infrastructure as it relates
can all
to
put
our
in 10
coast
bucks. I'll get
was
it done.
devastating. The sheer volume of trash caused a complete failure of Trash Interceptor 007 at the end of Bayona Creek. All of that garbage washed right onto the shore in Playa del Rey. I walked the beach Tuesday morning, and the sight of it was truly shocking. On Monday, during the worst of the storm, I spent time at Hyperion, where I personally watched how hard LA Sanitation worked to control the amount of trash flowing through our sewer system. Dozens of trucks hauled away wipes, sanitary products, needles, and other items that should never be flushed into our sewer system. The county, of course, was not so fortunate, and I'm sure Councilmember McCosker will mention what happened at Cabrillo Beach. But when that untreated sewage and plastic and trash and debris and chemicals end up in the ocean, it makes our dolphins, our seals, and our sea lions sick. And when garbage like cigarette butts and needles and broken glass wash ashore, it makes our beaches unsafe for our community.
Just stop funding the homeless
We are
then,
really
because they're the ones
desperate
putting the
for
shit
a
in there.
Concerted regional effort to prevent this waste from getting into our waterways.
You're buying them the cigarettes to throw in there.
Our coastal resources belong to every single Angelino, and we all have a responsibility to take care of them. I want to personally thank the Venice Surfing Association. I was out with them in Venice this morning, cleaning up our beaches. My team and Councilmember McCosker's team put together just a short video.
I don't
to
ever
show
drink
some
my
of the
water,
images on
Tama.
our coastline, and then I'd like
Ever.
Councilmember
I just bathe in
McCosker to
it.
say a few words.
Clean dishes. Wash your hands. That's it. Which is so much. Whoa, what was, you see that face? What was that face? Shit, yeah. Okay? And they don't do nothing about all the homeless living in the LA River, putting all their garbage down there. The water comes and it takes all their shit down. I told you guys about this. So after every fucking storm, they're telling you not to be in there. Okay, now you got this thing deployed, picking up all the fucking garbage before it try to gets out. And of course, it's not going to get it all. But, yeah, man, this is what they fucking do. Hold on, I think a song's coming here, guys. All right, I got to mute it so that way I don't get copyright strike for the stupid music. But this is what happens every fucking year. Okay, a million gallons of raw sewage untreated shot into the water the first like good day of that rainstorm last week. 1 million gallons. Holy shit. Playa del Rey is exactly where I was fishing. I told you, and I saw the toilet paper and the duty in the water. And that was, God, we were, I don't know, at least a half mile or more off the coast.
I wanted to reflect a little bit on the southern reaches of our city. You know, the city can do everything right, and things worked well in our Terminal Island plant.
Yeah, I play Edmonton, I think.
We don't always do everything right, but things worked well. But it's important for us to note how interconnected we are, especially at the south end of the city. We have so many other jurisdictions, and we, along with the other 88 cities in the county, participate in the LA County Sanitation Districts. And the event that we had down at the south end was really related to LA County Sands system. Because we had so much water, and because so many storm drains were at capacity or blocked.
Buckethead.
Still, finger I can
We
get
had
it.
so much water in the streets that what we found was that water flooding in the street
The
is going
Colonel!
somewhere, and a lot of it is going actually into the manhole covers. And so what we found at the lower reaches of LA County Sand, where they would process maybe or see maybe 250 million gallons in an hour, we were almost at 600 million gallons every hour as we got to the far south end reaches of that system.
Disgusting.
Water was joining sewage in the sanitary sewer system. When we got into the Rancho Dominguez area, which is unincorporated county, the pressure was so high it actually popped manhole covers off. Popped manhole covers off. And our slide is a little outdated. We said 1 million gallons.
That's what happens.
8 million gallons.
Pressure,
As of
bust
today,
pipes.
The count is 8 million gallons of sewage and water made it up out of the manhole covers.
Under pressure.
Because it was in an industrial, unincorporated area, which in part is fortunate, but the fortunate part of the story ends pretty quick. It didn't go into homes. It went into some businesses, but it quickly went, as water does, to low ground. Low ground is the
Oh, it's for you, Jorge. Smells
channel.
too.
It went into the channel that empties down to the south reaches and goes into the Dominguez Channel, goes into the port of Los Angeles. So that 8 million gallons actually
8 million?
went into the LA port properties at the far eastern basin, and then that water and sewage, untreated sewage, then continues.
Billy, this is
towards
100-year-old
the main channel, goes down the main channel to
infrastructure.
Rio Beach, ultimately makes it out through the breakwater into the open ocean, and it's a disaster because when it makes it to the open ocean where our wildlife is, it creates horrible effects for our sea lions, our seals, all of our birds. And Councilmember Park and I have had the opportunity together to tour our marine mammal refuge in the Port of Los Angeles. And last year,
Now they're
we
marine
visited,
biologists,
a lot
people.
of illness, and we each adopted a couple of animals who made it, a couple of mammals who made it back to the ocean. But I think what really is highlighted here is how important it is for us to work together regionally, and how we could do everything right, and we don't always do everything right to keep our storm drains clear. We have to keep.
You don't
working
do
on that.
anything right.
But our neighbors, I mean, we are only as strong as the weakest link of this system.
Well, you're
We're
all
only as
weak
strong as the
links.
weakest link of this system, so it's critically important.
It's a
for us
shitty
to work
chain.
with LA County Sand. It's critically important for us to make ourselves ready for the next event because it's coming. So thank you very much for your care and
See?
concern here.
See, they're giving you that warning. The next event is coming.
Tomorrow morning, we are partnering with Heal the Bay, Friends of the Jungle, the Venice Surfing Association, Friends of Biona Wetlands, the Neighborhood Council of Westchester,
So I thought
Playa
I'd
del Rey,
get
the
clean
LAX
up.
Coastal Chamber,
Come on
and
down and clean up
LMU
for 2
to
hours.
conduct a huge beach cleanup in Playa del Rey. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Councilmember Hutt.
Sure. First, I want to echo the gratitude we have for fire and all our city services. Also in South LA, we really suffered mud, and I'm sure the Valley, the West Side, really people that are without homes tonight because of the events of last week. So I just want to thank the city services and fire. And then on a higher note, I want to say happy birthday to my colleague, Councilwoman Hernandez, because her birthday is tomorrow. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Tomorrow, actually, is the big day. So happy
Yeah,
birthday,
so we won't give you a happy
Councilman
birthday.
Any other announcements? members?
Not until tomorrow. We're not here
Spindler,
tomorrow.
Be quiet. Be quiet. Any other announcements?
Let's get it.
Members. All right. If we could all, Councilmember Rahman, for adjourning. Okay, if we could all please rise for adjourning motions. Please, Councilmember Rahman.
Shit, yeah, look at Sean from Canoga Park. Can't even afford a haircut.
Graphic.
Looks like it.
Yes. So I actually have 2 adjourning motions today. The first, I wanted to rise to adjourn in the memory of Margaret Richards Bowers, whom many people in this city knew and loved, and who passed away at the age of 70 last month after a prolonged illness. Originally from St. Vincent, where, fun fact, she was the first runner-up in the Miss St. Vincent Teenager Contest, giving her the opportunity to have tea with the late Queen Elizabeth. Margaret moved to Los Angeles in 1972, and it's here that she would make her mark. She earned a degree in health services management and became a registered nurse, working in some of the city's busiest hospitals. But beyond her impressive career, Margaret was a community leader through and through, always offering to volunteer and to lend a helping hand. And now I will run through a list of what she did, and it is astounding. She served as a member of the local CERT team, the LA County CERT team, the Sheriff's Community Advisory Committee, and a volunteer deputy at the Ladera Heights Sheriff Community Service Center. She was a director and the vice president of the Ladera Heights Civil Association, and was a member of the Tuskegee Airmen and the National.
It's not a
Council
part of the
for
agenda,
Women.
Liz.
She was an indefatigable, I don't know how to say that word, sorry.
Yeah, we know.
Indefatigable community health advocate and board member of
fucking
the Citizens
moron.
Coalition for a Safe Community, advocating for environmental considerations and community involvement in a school construction project before the IUSD school board. And if that wasn't enough, she was also a member of the New Frontier and Culver City Dem Clubs, the National Women's Political Caucus South Bay chapter, and Organizing for America. In 2008, she served in various roles for the Obama for America campaign, including precinct captain and volunteer and resource coordinator for the 33rd Congressional District. She was elected as a district delegate for the
Sure
2008
she did, Mogul.
Democratic National
Or
Convention.
somebody wrote it for her.
And had the unique privilege of engaging in direct conversations with both Presidents Clinton and Obama. How she managed to do all this and raise her sons is truly a testament to her love for this country of which she became a citizen in 1996. My office and I were researching her background, and we dubbed her the Beyonce of public service because of all that she had done. Margaret was not only a dedicated professional and community advocate, but she was also a published poet, a runner, a music enthusiast, and an art aficionado.
What do you mean, Dondo? He gave you change.
She loved to act and to sing.
And you got it.
And she played a crucial role
We're here.
in the formation of the Pan-African Film and Arts Festival. She is survived by her husband of 37 years, Joe William Bowers Jr., eldest son, Shockey Hoffer Jr., son, Jason Takao Bowers, and his wife, Rosalind, and cherished grandchildren, Wolfgang and Sachiko. She's also survived by her sisters, Marilyn, Bernadette and Jacqueline, and brothers Robert, Leon, Bernard, and Claudon. She truly left her mark on the city she called home.
Never, Brooklyn.
In the words of former police chief and city councilman Bernard Parks, Margaret channeled her unwavering political passion into tangible action.
I don't know if she
her
was
legacy
vaxxed.
will continue
She
to
may have been.
inspire us.
Councilmember Price.
Only one word that you stumbled
She was
over.
really a Renaissance woman. And did a lot of. I got to know her when she was doing a lot of work in Inglewood. She was on the school board.
Shout out to Grady coming in hot.
Our office's attention by
Thanks for that
my
contribution, Gray.
scheduler, Monica, who knew her and really respected her as well.
Councilmember Hutt.
you. Thank you, Councilmember Rahman. She's a member of New Frontier Democratic Club, and she was really
The New Frontier
somebody
Democratic
who was
Club.
a wonderful organizer. She worked really hard in the Democratic Party. We were very proud that one of our members became a delegate for the DNC for 2008, and she's really going to be missed because she didn't care about what neighborhood she was in, who she was talking to. She was really trying to organize people to vote, register them to vote. She was really a strong advocate for civil rights and voting rights. So she's certainly going to be
No,
missed.
Alex,
Please
they're
add
they're
her.
all Democrats. That's why you always hear them talk about Democratic shit. You never hear them utter Republican other than, oh, it was somebody else's fault,
I had
some
one
dude's
more,
fault.
adjourning motion for today.
To blame
I wanted
somebody.
to extend my deepest condolences to the family, loved ones, and fellow union members that mourn the loss of Juan Osorio, who was affectionately known as Spike. On February 6, 2024, Spike
Young.
lost his life on the set of Marvel Studios' Wonder Man at
Dang.
the CBS Radford Studios following a tragic accident due to a potential structural failure there. As a
Dang.
longtime
Big
experienced
time
rigging
lawsuit.
electrician, this incident comes as a profound
Big
and
money coming
heartbreaking
to his
shock,
family.
and our hearts go out to all of those who knew him. I read about this when it happened, and it was really a shock. Not much about him has been shared publicly, but some things are certain. He loved his succulents, his dog Sirius, his wife and boom operator Joanne Wu
That's it, Ian.
Osorio, and that he was
His
deeply,
family gonna
deeply
get 20
proud
million
to be a
just to
union member.
go away.
As a member of IATSE Local 728, he had worked on many sets, but more importantly, he served as a teacher and mentor to countless other union members. His dedication to his craft and his commitment to his union family were unmatched, and he stood out for his technical skills and for his generosity in sharing his industry expertise with others. Since 2020, 6 people have died on set here while filming or working. I can't imagine
6?
the heartbreak the families of those individuals must feel.
What?
And I hope that their memories will be honored, even as we strive to create a safer working environment for everyone in the entertainment industry.
Bro,
I
they
wanted
should be
to
wearing
take
hard
one
hats, I
brief moment
guess.
to uplift the resources that IATSE has shared following the incident, and remind entertainment workers that if you ever feel unsafe on a set,
No, it was a structural
members
collapse.
Can call the IATSE
Something
safety
fell
hotline
on him.
at 844-422-9273.
Piece of a set, equipment.
Spike's legacy lives on in the hearts of those he touched.
I remember the
and in
story.
every production on which he worked. In the quiet moments on set, his presence will continue to be felt, a guiding light.
It was like 3
for
weeks
all who
ago
knew
or
him.
something.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So I remember
Councilmember
getting
Park.
the heads up on my phone.
President,
That's
it is
crazy.
with heavy
6?
hearts that we share the
It's
news
one every other
of
month.
the passing of Jeffrey Solomon, a former member of the Venice Chamber of Commerce and a beloved member of our community. Jeffrey was the proud owner and operator of Venice Walking Tours, a business that highlighted the rich history and unique culture of the Venice neighborhoods.
It was a prop that fell
Throughout
on him?
his work, he
Yeah.
brought countless visitors and locals closer to the beauty and the charm
Alec
of
Baldwin
Venice
did it.
Beach. And his commitment to our community
You guys are too
extended
much.
far beyond his business endeavors. He served on the Venice Chamber of Commerce board with distinction, and his presence and wisdom
Yeah,
and warm
5 years
spirit
ago, huh? They
will
ousted
be
the last
deeply
one.
missed by
Probably
everyone
took a while to
who had
get
the
Mitch out of
privilege
there.
knowing him. During this difficult time, we'd like to
I
extend
couldn't imagine
our
being on the other
heartfelt
side
condolences
and sitting
to
around
Jeffrey's
these idiots
wife,
all day,
Fran Solomon,
knowing
and
that you
his
hate
entire
'em.
family. Let's remember Jeffrey for his invaluable contributions to Venice and the lasting impact
I don't know if
that
he was
made on our
vaxxed.
community. May he rest in peace.
He may have been.
Thank you. Are there any other motions for adjournment, members?
Rest in peace to all.
Seeing none, go forth and serve the city well. This meeting is adjourned.
Up, 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 up. There we go. Look at him. 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 He's waiting to see himself. Then he. Oh, that shit is too funny, man. He just waits to see himself so he can fucking flick the camera off. So hold on a second. Now they say it's 5.7 or what the fuck? How did it go from a 6.3 to a 5.7? See, that's why, again, man. Just to be first. The first one out says 6.3. The next one says 5.7. That's a huge difference. So I'll give you, we'll get one more bag going. And then I'm out of here for now. Then I'll see you guys at 8 o'clock tonight. Yeah, let's do this too. 5.7 officially. That's a lot smaller than a fucking 6.3. God damn. Night and day difference. It's just, it just sucks that they would do that. Damn, it's jumping at the elbow bar room. And hold on a second, guys. You're going to need to see this. This shit is packed. What time is it over there? Oh, it's already 4 o'clock. This shit is packed, son. It is effing packed. And there ain't no band. It's just effing packed. Shit, yeah. Is he trying to get down on between her legs? Oh, man, he gonna get it, son.
I got a boner.
Get it, eat her out, right on the cam. Let's get it.
Wow. We've got Bush. Oh, hello, pie.
Let's get it. Oh, there's a band right now. Speak of the devil, here comes the drums. Poor drummers, man. They gotta come in, put all their shit in. So much crap. That's the good thing about being a touring musician. Usually you have a tech coming in and getting everything ready and then playing it, doing the sound check so he knows it's tight, everything's perfect. So you're ready to go. All he needs to do is hand you some sticks, and not even that. I mean, usually they'll have a stick bag. So filled with sticks, ready to go. Son? How much for a white girl? I don't know. You'd have to ask her. I don't know if she's for sale.
Hey, where are the white women at?
They're right there. Yes, we'll be live tonight at 8. Shout out to everybody who called in. Brock, Jason, Shelly. Thank you guys for calling in. Shout out to Daniel Gus for the shout out. Shout out to John and Phillips show. John Phillips, Randy Wang. They're live right now on KBC 790. They gave us a shout out already. Shout out to Adam for letting me know. So yeah. We had 4 or 5 shout outs tonight? I think it was 4. I think it was 4. Hold on. Stacy, Brock, Jason, Shelly. There's 4. And Daniel Gus. There's 5. Daniel Gus. Shout out to Daniel Gus again for the shout out. I think there was 5 today. 5 mentions. 7. I don't remember 7. I do remember 5. Oh, they making out? Oh, you better get it. You better get it. Hold on. Was that the same one that was getting between this chick's legs? No. Different one. I'm out of here. She kissed him up and just straight dissed her. Kissed her and dissed her. I'm out of here. You ain't going to the bathroom. The bathroom's over there. Totally the other way. Daytime drinking. Let us gentlemen. All right, let's get into this last round, a.k.a. Smoke. Ladies and gentlemen, let's go.
Smoke.
Oh, yeah, we can see what they're up to. Those guys should be in full steam ahead on either 435 or 450. We'll check 450 first. Let's give it a few seconds here, make sure the connection is good. But I think 450 is quiet. I think anybody's talking there, but let's go to 435. See what's going on. And there's USO. Shout out to Greg, EBT. There's Roger Bly, the owner. USO.
Yeah, the only spinners in my life are the Raider Rays here on my road.
The old man was there last night?
Sorry, Kate, it's night and day.
Missed him.
I don't know if anybody can even use those things.
Yeah, they're on right now. John Phillips show is on right now.
No, it's made for
Just wanted to see what the Hammers are doing.
It's made for the SSD, so yeah.
Shout out to the Hammers.
That is a thing that media might consider this.
No hammer?
Just put on the old credit card, pay it off in a month. You don't pay the interest.
Can you guys hear the hammer music?
I know, then fucking spend it. You're not getting any younger, Roger. Treat yourself. We're looking for the tsunami expected in
No? Shit. See, that's weird. I hear it.
Is this breaking news bus? Oh, yeah.
It's crazy. I don't know why.
Days ago.
It's graphing on there. Weird.
A couple of days ago. No, Friday morning today. Hit your fact site. Friday already?
Let me write that down.
Yeah, today. Yeah. Today. Earthquake today. Not yesterday. Not. Well, Buzz is a Catholic. Is it Good Friday, Buzz? Get your shit together. Do your research. And get your shit together. You now notice how Buzz's voice has got gravelly since he's gotten older? Jesus Christ. Go.
They're beating mean to the old man.
Here we go.
Who's texting me?
In your house, you'd know about it. Copy K62. It's when Timmy fell out of bed. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, bud, you better...
Oh, shout out to, I guess, John Phillips. John Phillips show mentions us again. Shout out again to them. Like I said, 790 KBC right now, 12 to 3, Monday through Friday. Randy Wing, John Phillips. They're live now.
Don't you too busy working to pay your recharge taxes? Oh, Tommy, I need... Shut up, Steven. KD62.
Thanks, Adam.
That was easy. You know what Tommy used to say? Back in the day, it's all like words jumbled together. He talks so fast. I just asked about the earthquake. Jesus Christ. KD62. Thanks, Greg.
What?
Yeah, he does that thing.
It's a fucking battle rumble out there. Battle Royale.
Okay, max intensity is a 6 on the Mercalli scale, which means strong shaking and light damage. N6, use yes. Is that when you fuck without lubrication? Yeah, exactly. That's what happens to Tommy when he doesn't use lube. Thanks, Danny Gar. Thanks for, there were 897 responses on this. Did you feel it?
You're welcome, Tons. Hopefully you can join us tonight at 8.
Like that website, did you feel it? That's my go-to for earthquakes.
Yeah, they're just, going back and forth. Their normal show.
That's what Terry's wife says every time they make love.
We're listening to Ham Radio, 1010. Thank you, Talvish. Appreciate you, Talvish.
Terry, just drop that in your coffee. You're good to go. And you can push it up your butt like a suppository. You know, I remember when suppositories, he get them out of a bubblegum machine on the Navy base. Got really pretty stroked. And it started in 1954. And how about this? I bought my wife's diamond ring initially there. Now 54, they can black TV right the bottom, Terry.
Jesus Christ.
Okay, do we have a tsunami alert here?
No. All right, Calamity Girl, I'll see you. Have a great day. Hopefully we'll see you tonight.
Real quick, closing out the MacBook thing. Okay, so specs. I mean, so you're saying even though what I have currently has a gigabyte and 16, or has a terabyte of SSD and 16 gigabytes of memory, I'll be moving, it'll be faster if I go, well, I'll have less storage. I'll have half of that on the...
Yes, you can listen to these people on your phone. All you have to do is go to your app store, get one of those police scanner apps for free, and then search the database for California, Los Angeles, and you'll see Renegade Repeater. There'll be two. You might as well follow both of them, favorite them, and then go back and forth. This is 435 right now. The other one's 450. Yeah, they're having fun out there early. Well, it's 4 o'clock. It's 4:11, so it's probably right around their happy hour.
You can watch videos, Roger. Watch videos on YouTube, that M2 processing, and it's AAPS, and it kicks ass.
Pokemon, question mark? I don't know. I don't know if there's any Pokemon players. All right, guys, I'm going to get out of here. Thank you so much for joining me today. I appreciate each and every one of you. Hopefully all you guys can join tonight at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for our normal Friday night fun. So, yeah, just to your time zones. We'll be live in, 7 hours and 58 minutes, 48 minutes, rather. Sorry. 7 hours, 48 minutes. Set your timer. We have a stink bomb over there and myself. I'm out of here. Thank you for the donos, the likes, the love, the thumbs ups. I appreciate y'all. Thank you so much. I'll see you tonight.
Hasta la vista, baby.
Yeah, you guys. I'm a going home.